Every post is a signal. Give it fuel. Boost eggs, the social value layer.
Let's go. Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal Peace Love Music with another episode of the Let's Go Good Morning Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with our great friends over at Bitcoin Live, Decentralized Broadcasting. It's Friday. Made it to the end of another week, the 26th of September. So many cool things happening yesterday. There was a great Stacks Town Hall. They announced the appointees for the community members of the Treasury Committee. Psyched about that. We're going to talk about that. Lots of happening in the news to go over. It is SIP Show Friday, so at 10:30, Hero will be joining us to go over the SIP. What's going on with SIP? We'll probably talk a little bit more about the Clarity 4 SIP, some other things going on. Maybe also talk around the group and everything too. I might hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. That AC is too loud. That AC is just too loud. It's driving me nuts. I can't hear what's going on. Whew. Okay, I'm back. I don't know if it was loud for you guys, but it was loud for me, and it was distracting the heck out of me. So good morning. Let's get into it. Friendly reminder, this is a news show. We're providing news and information, some education, hopefully some entertainment, never financial advice. Always do your own research. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. With that being said, the numbers today, let's see where we're at. Hope you guys are ready. Bitcoin coming in under 110 at 109,516. I believe it got down into the 108 range at one point. Ethereum under $4,000 at 39.40, down another 1% from yesterday. And let's see where Stacks is at. Stacks dipping down to number 77 by market cap, dropping to 57.10 cents on Stacks. And fear, we are in fear range, fam. The market has gone fearful. We're at 32. That's well into the fear range. It's usually the buying opportunities, not financial advice, but usually the buying opportunities come in the fear range. And let's see, what else have we got on here? I want to look at the top 3 gainers. And do we even have 3 gainers? Plasma, Mantle. HyperLiquid's up 3%. That's interesting. Yeah, we got some gainers. The market's actually more green than it was yesterday. Still lots of red, though, in those top 100. So be careful. Look before you leap. But you might have some opportunity in the market with it going into the fear range and people starting to capitulate. I wouldn't chase runners like this, by the way, in this market. Not financial advice. Let's take a look at what's going on at STX Tools. STX Tools is where I like to go to do my research about what's going on in tokens in the Stacks ecosystem. Huge fan of what's been built there. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Stacks has fast, low-fee transactions, proof of transfer security, and native Bitcoin rewards, plus SBTC, which is programmable Bitcoin, to be deployed into a very robust Bitcoin-centric DeFi ecosystem on Stacks. Stacks is where it's at. And your top gainers on STX Tools this morning, Leo Coin, AEUSDC with a 1% bump. That's interesting. Wrap Nothing, Skull Coin got a little pump, and a little bit of up on Meme Coin. Everything else is red. Again, the markets are rough. Although this does kind of seem, we didn't get a higher. We got higher low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Hope we don't lose this again. 56. That would be good if we could hold this range right here. Definitely don't want to lose this. Definitely don't want to lose this. That could signal a little bit more pain before we right the ship. I do think that the next few months are going to be great for crypto, but we got to get there. September is usually a down month. We knew this. October through the end of the year are usually going to be a little bit up in this period of the market cycle. So just hang in there, fam. Hang in there. Let me see. We want to check out the news. Lots happening in the news today. My top story is the Stacks SIP 31 Treasury Committee appointees. I am psyched. I actually think all of the guys on that have made it to the group are great selections. I think the appointments committee did an excellent job. The Stacks ecosystem has officially appointed its Treasury Committee under SIP 31, marking a major milestone in community-driven governance. The 9-member committee includes 5 community appointees. My brother, the Don Draper of Stacks Legends, Jack Ben Switch, is on the Treasury Committee. That is a huge win for our community. Other members, Andrea Zaragova Ballesteros from Bitcoin Frontier Fund. I've never personally met him. I hear lots of good things about him. People have said nothing but good things about him that know him. So excited to get to know more of him. Dylan from Bitflow, again, another awesome selection. Dylan's done great stuff with Bitflow. He's very involved, engaged in the ecosystem, and he brings a great perspective for the community as well. Luis Ivan from Ryder and Fastpool, again, another awesome actor in the space. Good dude. He's been on our show a bunch of times as well. And he's actually the mentor for the Blue Sky track. I was talking to him the other day, and I had no idea he was even in the running because I haven't been privy to some of those conversations. So love that. And Jonathan Sadlow from Gossamer and Signal 21. Again, another good dude. I haven't talked to him as much directly, but do know him. I know he's a good actor in the space, and I think that I'm psyched about this. And they will serve along with the 3 seed members. That is Mitchell, Munib, and Alex. And then the endowment CIO, or the chief investment officer, will be the 9th seat. The committee will oversee endowment strategy, budget approvals, and alignment with ecosystem priorities. Safeguards include multi-sig security, recusal rules, and transparent reporting. Psyched that we got this. I think that we got a very well balanced representation on the Treasury Committee. All people vested in the ecosystem with skin in the game to drive things forward holistically and positively for the ecosystem as a whole. I think that they did a great job with that. Moving on. This is not a crypto-related story, and we don't always cover these kind of things, but this is actually a big deal. Ex-FBI Director James Comey has been indicted on charges of lying to Congress and obstruction. Prosecutors allege that Comey misled lawmakers during testimony about FBI activities, sparking one of the most high-profile indictments of a senior U.S. official in years. The case raises political and institutional stakes, giving Comey a central role in politically charged investigations during his tenure. His legal team has not yet responded publicly, while the Justice Department has not disclosed whether further charges could follow. This is a big deal because we know that prior to the 2016 election, even prior to the election, there was a false dossier that indicated that there was some kind of collusion with Russia involved in the election, and it was a false story, and it was widely spread as accurate and true without due diligence to research the validity and the facts of the case. It was pushed all over the place for political reasons by our media and by by a lot of the members of our government, and it turned out to be false. And then Comey, the director of the FBI, testified under oath and lied about it. Lied about what the actual stuff was. It turned out that what he testified was inaccurate. These allegations, it's allegations only because he hasn't actually been, faced the charges, but we know that this was not accurate. The FBI actively worked to undermine the will of the American people to protect the establishment. This is a problem, and it took forever to get charged, just to get these charges. I'm very curious. This is going to be very interesting to see what comes up out of this, because it's important to make sure that we preserve the integrity, if there is any left, of our governing apparatus in the U.S. It's very important that we make sure that things are on the up and up, and they were not during these. During this whole investigation that was based on contrived evidence, knowingly and intentionally and willfully, for whatever purpose they decided that they needed to do that, doesn't matter. So, moving on. Find which one I got too many tabs. Stacking Dow, Stack with Stacking Dow, STSTX rates are at 8.31% with liquid STSTX, 8.0% in SBTC today, and native BTC rewards at 9.32%. Just use Stacking Dow. Stacking Dow is where it's at. Ethereum rare oversold signal. Ethereum has reached rare oversold conditions according to the Relative Strength Index, a situation not seen since ETH traded near $1,400. Early this year, you could have gotten Ethereum for $1,400. I wish I had taken advantage. I actually literally said to Landy at one point, Ether, it's under $1,500. I can't believe it. And I didn't buy any, and I'm stupid for that. The oversold signal observed on 4-hour charts suggests ETH could be primed for a rebound if support levels hold. Analysts highlight that despite weak momentum, historically such signals have preceded short-term rallies. However, broad market headwinds, including macroeconomic uncertainty and whale moves, continue to weigh on ETH price action. I would still wait and see. I would not FOMO into anything. None of this is ever financial advice. I need to reiterate that because I want to make sure that our community is protected. Next story. Ethereum co-founder sells whales buy. And that's the thing. There's a lot of dynamics here. Ethereum on-chain data reveals a notable split between insiders and whales. Co-founder reportedly sold $6 million worth of ETH this week, raising concerns about insider sentiment. At the same time, whales, defined as large holders, purchased more than $1.6 billion in ETH across a 2-day period. This divergence highlights the complex dynamics of ETH markets, with institutional demand rising even as some long-term stakeholders exit positions. Analysts are divided on whether whale accumulation signals strength or hedging. Trade with BitFlow. Get the best swap rates with the BitFlow DEX aggregator. Bitcoin faces risks. Boy, does it. Bitcoin is under pressure as whale selling intensifies and futures exposure declines. On-chain data indicates large holders are offloading BTC, while open interest in futures markets is dropping, reflecting reduced speculative positioning. Analysts warn these combined factors could weigh on BTC's price trajectory in the short term, undermining bullish momentum seen earlier this month. However, some view the unwinding of leverage as a healthy reset that may set up longer-term stability. Musk's XAI sues OpenAI. Elon Musk's XAI has filed another lawsuit against OpenAI, accusing the company of stealing trade secrets. The complaint alleges OpenAI recruited former XAI engineers and used confidential knowledge related to source code, data center strategies, and training methods. The case escalates the rivalry between Musk's firm and OpenAI as competition heats up in the artificial intelligence space. Legal experts say the outcome could shape standards for handling proprietary AI technologies in the industry. Very interesting, and I do think that there's no clear good actor, bad actor situation in business. But I do believe that the OpenAI model, which was supposed to be an open source project that Musk actually funded, just the way it turned into a very closed and controlled model business, doesn't sit well with me, and it doesn't seem like they're engaging in fair or good practices. And based on the Data Guardians project that we saw yesterday with preserving user data and privacy while training AI, I really do hope that these options in the marketplace do succeed and the consumer wins. That's really the ultimate goal for me. HyperLiquid's HyperVault had a rug pull. Users of HyperLiquid's HyperVault product are facing losses after a $3.6 million rug pull. Reports indicate that liquidity was suddenly drained, leaving depositors unable to recover their funds. The incident has sparked calls for stronger safeguards in decentralized finance platforms, especially those with custody-like features. Legal options are being explored, but recovery prospects remain uncertain. The rug pull adds to ongoing concerns about risks in emerging DeFi protocols. And that's really what it boils down to, isn't it? You got to figure out where things are going, where things are coming from, and don't put all your stuff into unproven platforms that are custodying your assets for you. You don't have control of it. That makes it dangerous. Hey, what's up? Got some guests coming in. All right, let me finish the news here. I was taking my time. The homie GPSC, by the way, is not likely going to be joining us until maybe later. He's got some family stuff. The young nephew has an art display going on at school this morning, and of course, we don't want to ever miss those opportunities because they are fleeting. And we support, for sure, we support family and time off when needed at DeOrganized. On September 25th, 2025, Bitcoin spot ETFs experienced a net outflow of $258 million. A lot of net outflows this week on Bitcoin, guys. BlackRock's IBIT led with an outflow of 18 million. Well, which is a small amount. That's not leading. Some of this number is not right. ChatGPT is always hosing me. While other funds like Fidelity and Grayscale saw outflows of 92 million and 71 million respectively. I'm not sure if 18 million is an accurate number. Maybe it's supposed to be 180 and I typoed it. I don't know. Ethereum spot ETF saw a total net outflow of $47 million on the same day. Fidelity's FETH recorded the largest single day outflow of $25 million, followed by Bitwise's ETHW with 12 million in outflows. DeGrant's cohort 3 is going on. The ecosystem has $100,000 for grant funding for cohort 3. That's to fund some startups, bootstrapping projects, building the case for Bitcoin functionality on Stacks. There are 4 tracks. Each track has $25,000. And today at 2 p.m., we will be hosting the space for the DeFi and tooling track with Benai and Big Mac. There's $25,000 up for grabs in this track. Space is actually linked here. And you guys should definitely tune in. Checking the calendar real quick for the day. We have, as always, we do the Whatever Morning Space with Binta, GP, 300, and the group. Nosferatu was on there with his explaining his plans for his artistic display. And I won't share more about that. You guys should definitely check out Nosferatu. That's 0xN0 or on his at handle. Then like a long string after that. Let's go. Good morning show. That's this show you're watching right now. We bring on the news, the conversations. We have Find to Earn rounds at 9:30 a.m. with Xenitron and Orange coming on to play with us. The weekly sip call, Hero Gamer and Hattie will join me to talk about what's going on in the Stacks Improvement Proposal world. That's at 10:30. At 2 p.m., there is the DeGrant's Cohort 3 space we just talked about. And then also there's Good for Bitcoin with Brandon Marshall and Kate Parkman from the Leather crew, the Trust Machines crew. That's a great show. Weekly on Fridays as well. That's also at 2 p.m. 5 p.m. is the Purple Pill Friday space with Dan and Brad, the longest running stacks-oriented space on X. OGs come on, talk about what's going on in the ecosystem. It's a great time. Make sure you get in to that conversation. And at 7 p.m., DeOrganized Nightly with GPN Friends. Again, always a great way to round out your day. Real quick, I just want to give a quick shout out to our amazing sponsors. Stacking DAO. Oh, nope. I got Bitflow up. Bitflow is the top DEX on Stacks, letting you trade native BTC, STX, SBTC, USDC, runes, and more all in one place by aggregating the best prices on Alex, Arcadico, and Valar. Recently, Bitflow rolled out Flex Pools, launching with STX to support liquid staking assets, offering flexible deposits, smarter rewards, and deeper liquidity. Start over at bitflow.finance. Stacking DAO is the leading liquid staking platform on the Stacks network. Stacking DAO is changing the game by letting users earn up to 10% APY on their STX while keeping their assets liquid. Unlike traditional staking, their unique design means no minimums, and users start earning rewards immediately, so there are zero switching costs when moving from other stacking pools. Plus, you've got options. Choose to get your rewards in SBTC or STX, whatever fits your strategy. Want to start earning yields today? Head over to Stacking DAO and jump on in. Stacking DAO is where liquidity meets opportunity. And with that, I'm going to bring on our friends. 300 in the house this morning.
GM, what's good, peace? Hope you're well.
I'm doing okay, man. It's Friday. We're getting into it. And hopefully touching a little bit of grass over the weekend. I got some other stuff I got to work on. So, no rest for the wicked, as so they say.
Yeah, I totally understand you, bro. Like when you're trying to rest and you're always working and putting in work. So there's not much time to touch grass.
No, because I'll sit down on my couch and then I'm just doing the same stuff from my phone that I was doing from my laptop, So I'm a little more comfortable position, and that's about it. Like I'm not really resting. We got Blockface in the house too, man. I think he was here. I saw him. Now he's there. He is. Got the specs and everything today, man. No, I like it. We look like twins, kind of.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I'm the Irish of the North.
What up?
You're the more Irish of the two of us. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Getting jiggy with it.
I like it.
The only problem is my lashes are so
Hey,
long.
what's good,
they
Blockface?
hit my lenses.
That's a problem. I live with that, man. I live with that. I'm constantly having to wipe off my glasses because of that.
If Ali ever sees this, she's going to get upset. But I have longer lashes than my wife, but she's Asian, so I kind of have a disadvantage.
I've actually noticed that that's a thing.
Really?
A lot of guys have longer lashes than women.
It's literally hitting my lenses.
Yeah, mine. I have to that's why I rock down a little bit. If I push them up to where they're supposed to go, it's like crushing my eyelashes, and then I can't blink. And
the audience is like, so these guys are realizing that brown guys are hairy. Yes, we get it.
Yeah, and I'm Italian. That's like moderately brown.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, 300 is in balancing us, right? Because he's like clean shaven, right? Kind of.
Well, I shaved.
I don't have
he
lashes.
Is a little bit. Yeah, he has the Burnham Y facial hair right now, right? Oh no, you need the chin strap.
So, what do you guys think about the Treasury Committee appointments? Did you see that, Michael? Did you see that announcement yesterday?
So, once I saw Jack, I stopped reading.
We all kind of everyone was like,
everybody else.
Yeah. Because that's what we want. Look, nothing against
everything else is icing on the cake.
I think you were on one of the shows we had with Luis, right? Luis Yvonne from Ryder.
When I saw Luis's name, I'm like, yo, that guy noticed what he's doing. People talk about how it's difficult to do software. That guy's doing hardware and software on the blockchain at the same time.
And promotion.
You mean Louis?
That's difficult.
Right. And Dylan from Bitflow. Bitflow's a great project. Dylan's an awesome one of the founders. He brings the technical side a little bit. Same thing with Jonathan from Signal 21. Again, all of these guys have vested interest in the ecosystem. Andrea, this is the only guy I don't really know. But he's from the Bitcoin Frontier Fund. So also
probably has a little bit of background, right?
Yeah.
So I guess if you look at, I don't want to get the spelling wrong. There might be, if I look up Bitcoin Frontier Fund, is it btcfrontier.fund? Probably, right?
I don't know. I usually just go with it when I need to find it out.
I just want to share my screen very quickly. So check this out. So you knew most of the names, but you didn't, but someone from Bitcoin Frontier Fund, you said, might be on the Treasury Committee. Is that right? From Signal 21?
Jonathan Sadlow from Signal 21 is the founder of Signal 21.
Sadlow.
I think it's Jay Sadlow.
Okay.
With an E.
Let's see. Jay
Sadlow. How you spelled it, but with an E.
You're searching on your profile. This is why.
Oh. How do you think that's work by? Sorry. How do you spell it? It's Signal 21, right?
Signal 21 is like a data, like an on-chain data tool for Bitcoin L2s. Actually, Stacks'
How do you
just
spell
one
his
on there.
last name?
SADLOWE. I think it's just
Chow.
at J Sadlow.
Oh, okay. So let me go like this. Oh, come on, love. At J Sadlow. Kamsa?
Yeah, that's the one.
Chow. Okay. So the reason he might be on the Treasury Committee is because these are the investments that they've made. So they have a bit of a background in seeing.
Right. He has an investment company too.
Yeah. I mean, I literally have, like, Liquidium is there. I have the hat here. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they're around.
Let's go.
Yeah. So they're, last but not least, in Lunar Crush, right? This is everything. This is like most of the Stacks ecosystem. So it's a stack deck.
Well, I mean, like Liquidium is not Stacks. You know, they're all Stacks guys, by the way. But it's an ordinals and on chain L1 kind of stuff. So it's broader than Stacks, which is also good, by the way. Like, we don't want this to be an echo chamber situation. We can't grow the ecosystem from only talking to the people in the ecosystem already.
Also, I think the common thesis of all the organizations I saw in BTC Frontier Fund is BTC Fi, right? And having people on your side that have a background in getting BTC Fi across the finish line, like you saw what Tycho is doing in Europe.
Oh yeah, with Treasury, that Treasury company.
To me, that's the biggest news in Stacks in the past year. And
it all happened so Saylor followed him right after that.
Really?
Michael Saylor followed Tycho. Yeah.
And also the $1 million question is, when CMO?
Well, they just seem to get a little bit more serious about that process. And you know, all of these things have to happen in a specific order. You can't hire a CMO if you don't actually have the entity that's going to be hiring them set up yet. You know, the Treasury Committee is going to have to probably have some input on that decision, I would imagine, and or just the operating entity. You know, the Stacks Labs entity needs to be more solidified before they can start hiring a CMO. You know, that's same thing with the CIO. The CIO hasn't been hired yet because they needed the rest of everybody else to do that.
I felt that I was thinking back to, you know, everything that's going into this call today with Hero and Hattie about governance and what's coming out of SIP 31, because that's, you know, the context in which all these discussions now are having over the next 5 years. Everything we talk about is kind of in the context of what's happening with SIP 31. And I think back to, like, this came out in Vegas, right? This forum post was made during Bitcoin Vegas.
Yes, we were actually part of that announcement team. Like, we were in on that. We were broadcasting from the Zest DeOrganized house, and you know, everyone was there. And then we actually had a conversation we recorded after it with, like, Rosar and Jack, GP.
And then there's an uproar because people don't know what's going on. And then there's a clarification. And then people are slowly getting on side. There's the that happened because we moved the SIP calls from Spaces to DeOrganized, which I think was such an invisible part of the success of the whole process. Not just saying that because you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah, well, and so there was a lot of coverage. There was a lot of Spaces we also participated in, but I think the visual medium provides just different content. It provides more evergreen content than a space conversation, you know. And so, and we're drawing a different audience, and it's good for us. Obviously, it gets us more more viewership by hosting those. But I think it does, like last week, I don't know if you caught the Clarity 4 conversation we had. We had a bunch of guys come on, that were able to kind of go over what's going on for the Clarity SIP proposal. And we had a great conversation, which you can do in a space, but it just isn't quite the same when you're like, it's almost more like a boardroom conversation when you're all on this on a live stream, and then you get different engagement on a space because you're going to get more. It's easier to have the community come up and chat. People are more comfortable with that medium, so that I think there's room for both.
I think you're right where you landed, where there's room for both, because people often go from the text medium, which is Twitter, then to the audio medium, which is Spaces, and then to the audio visual, which is DeOrganized.
Right. And we can do things obviously visually with like screen sharing and that kind of thing that doesn't work the same in a space. You have that Jumbotron, you can drop things up there, but you can't be sure that everyone that's watching is seeing it, kind of thing. So, I definitely think that it makes, I'm happy to host, by the way. I am I'm a SIP deputy in that group.
I title the space DeOrganized Media when I do the calls with Hero. Right?
I've noticed that. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure, I don't have a problem with it, but I do want to make sure that we're on that subject, just kind of maybe I gotta figure out, well, what do I want to do? I want to set some specific brand rules, maybe kind of set some, I think it might even be something we do with the website where you guys have your account. We give you kind of a designation on the website or in the Discord or something where it's you're an ambassador, you can use the brand kind of thing. You're with us. But obviously it's just getting more our brand out there more in association with those kind of conversations and stuff. So I just want to make sure I don't want all of a sudden a bunch of people that aren't associated with it to just kind of take liberty with the branding. But I do appreciate how you're kind of associating those conversations with us.
Yeah, because people know the name.
Right, and it helps get you some viewership, which is great. We want to get as many people into
the
these
big name in the ecosystem.
The biggest, some say.
I wouldn't go that far. There's definitely.
It's so funny. We have the entire kind of color shade between the three of us. I just realized that.
I mean, if you consider me to be the whitest of whites, which I don't know.
Actually, I will say this.
A little olive.
The connection is 300's palms are the same color as you. See?
Oh, yeah, actually. Pretty cool.
Unhinged blog face. There you go.
It's what connects us. Would you mind if I just share a few tabs related to the hackathons that have happened?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Actually, how has that been? There's another one that just launched recently, isn't there?
That's exactly why I set up these tabs. Setting the tabs now. All right, let me know when you can do this.
Yeah.
Welcome to the SBTC Build Bitcoin apps with smart contract superpowers on Stacks. If you're seeing this, it's too late. Someone has already won. And there were 213 participants individually, 23. So about 10%, right? Keep that in mind, 10%. Now, many people submitted to create what? The stripe for SBTC. And I was a part of a few submissions. Of course, you know about Talk. And the winner, though, was this incredible project. This is the craziest thing I've seen anyone do outside of an organization,
What?
just in the wild in the community. Go ahead.
I was saying, is
Um,
that Qua?
Yeah, Qua, exactly. Exactly. This is Qua. This guy created
Oh, gotcha.
the entire stripe for SBTC. When I say like the entire stripe, this guy went so deep. I remember Tinderly was disappointed. Oh man, we lost the hackathon. I'm
I
like, did you?
wish
Go
Stack
ahead.
City actually was. I wish when he started out with Stack City, that it was more broad than just a token launch.
Well, I mean, Stacks
Yeah.
isn't the same Stacks that existed back then. You know what I mean? Like SBTC and
Right,
block
right.
times.
Block times, right. There was a lot of different stuff that came from there. I just think that it just
But
being just focused on tokens and token launches made it, because there's not enough liquidity in the ecosystem to really support that to a larger scale. Like, it was a great tool, by the way. Like, it was tremendous, and it wasn't even the bonding curve. It was just a token launch mechanism. I played around with it just to learn how to. It made it easy to launch tokens and support things you were looking to do. But I
so
don't.
look at everything this guy did for this hackathon.
So this is the one that won.
This is the one that won.
Yeah.
And I told Tinderly,
so
like, look at what he did. He created the whole API reference, all of the documentation, all of the links. You know, you can take this into Lovable and now vibe code your connection to Stacks.
So
He's almost
basically anybody can take SBTC on their platform.
Yeah. You just control all this, paste this into, I don't know, Lovable or V0 or Bolt.dev, and bang, you have an app. That's literally what you do. I know that because, and this is, look at what he's doing now. He's integrating Privy with Stacks because they're trying to, overcome this account abstraction world. This guy is single-handedly showing why the community is important. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Single individual. This one single individual is wiring up the entire ecosystem for vibe coders like myself and anyone submitting to these hackathons, right? This is Rocky and Company's submission with Aiden, connecting SBTC with Shopify, which,
That's
owns e-commerce, right? This is what we did with Tinderly. I actually put in my submission that, hey guys, I'm actually using SBTC Pay in my own submission because I saw what he was doing in real time. But what SBTC Pay, the winner of the hackathon, allows you to do is to go to Lovable, Bolt, or V0, type in a prompt, copy and paste the documentation, and you just vibe coded something. And by the way, again, I'll end off very soon. Very soon, you're going to be able to do the same thing with BoostX, right? Because BoostX has a very unique set of powerful functionality for payments. And so the idea is with SBTC Pay and BoostX, one day we can go from, you see that? 300? Does that make sense?
Oh, wait, bro. Yeah, it makes sense.
All right.
Bro,
Right? So
you got me.
So one day we can just say, hey, I just want to go grandma mode, right? And now you're investing. Why? Because people like Kai with SBTC Pay or Crypto Dude with BoostX has already done the payment work on the back end. This is something vibe coded by Fred Dog for the Stacks AI Guild. I'm not sure if you've seen this before. This is a sneak peek of what he's working on in the background for the educational tracks. There's another hackathon starting when? Wait a minute, it's already started. if you're listening to this voice, it's not too late. And people like this are going to be judging. So if you're competing for $25,000 in this hackathon, get to know who's on the Treasury committee, because they'll eventually be the ones that you're going to want to satisfy.
So I would like, it's good to know who's on the Treasury committee, obviously, and to be able to reach out to people if you have questions, but I don't think that they're going to be directly, I don't think they'll be directly judging hackathons. You know what I'm saying?
But if the idea works for them, the idea will work for the judges that are judging the hackathons.
Fair point. Fair point. It's good to reach out to people that are in, well, and they also might know, hey, so and so is working on this already. You should, talk to them and maybe leverage what they've already achieved to make it better.
Sorry, by the way, 300, is that the ski goggles from 4321?
What is it? 4321?
Yeah, these are more.
Do you know the song I'm talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plays the hot Trezak. It sounds like heaven. You know that track? That's where I first saw the ski mask.
BMX. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that is.
I just noticed it. No, it's an exciting time on Stacks, and there's a lot of. By the way, I didn't even talk about everything going on in D grants. I just focused right now on the opportunity for people to do productive work and get recognized by doing these hackathons and just store hacks. But there's the entire D grants we haven't talked about. The reason I'm so passionate about this is because we've been participating in these hackathons for maybe 3 years now. And not only have we leveled up, everyone who's participated in the hackathons has actually got hired and is now actually overemployed. And I realized while everyone is applying for 500 jobs and getting 0 interviews, the people who are competing in these hackathons are actually over time getting noticed by hiring managers. And I think instead of trying to automate applying to jobs that don't even exist, it would be better for people that are looking for opportunities to look at what's happening with these tax hackathons, what's happening on Zero Authority with the marketing hackathons, because that's probably a better way for you to break into the industry than applying to 1,000 jobs and never getting an interview.
That probably does make a lot of sense, actually.
It just occurred to me. Everyone that worked with us on these hackathons, they are now overemployed. And if they just spent their time applying for jobs online, you ever see those videos of young people talking about, they're crying on TikTok, saying I've applied to 1,000 jobs, I have a bachelor's and a master's, and I don't even know what to tell them. Now I realize what I would tell them is, instead of just applying for jobs, participate in hackathons, because at the very least you'll have a portfolio of work.
It makes sense, and it's an opportunity to just develop your ideas. Same thing with what we were saying about DeOrganized. It's not just about the funding; it's about the opportunity to network, to get to know other people building in the space, find the people that fill gaps that you don't fill yourself, that you need filled on your project, and to help organize what you're building. It's an opportunity to kind of create the rails and the guidelines for making an actual product and making
you didn't start DeOrganized
idea a real thing.
You didn't start DeOrganized because they gave you $138.
No, exactly right. I started DeOrganized because, it was a really weird. I started DeOrganized because I was participating in D.
Because you're Nostradamus.
I was really just trying to. So, just to reiterate the story, and you were there, so you guys both know this. But
Oh,
I started participating in the conversations and the spaces, and I was only doing so because I thought it was a really cool opportunity to get to know people that were building in the space, people that were building on stacks, and people who were participating in leading the community, like Hattie, like Melanie, like Hero Gamer and Gordon and all the guys, Davek and Trippin' Monkey, and the people that were actually being resources for builders in the space. And in that, I was like, well, what can I do? I'm not a dev, I'm not a technical guy, but I do have a little bit of communicative capacity, and I tend to understand what people are telling me about their projects, and sometimes I can put it into easier to digest words. So maybe I can help with some messaging and communication, and I'll write some articles about their projects and host spaces so we can have conversations. And that's all I was really looking to do.
yeah. Essentially, as a real estate agent, you translate houses into homes.
Well, I have a lot of negotiation and contract interpretation skills. Like this actually, while I know,
Master negotiator.
well, I do have that.
That's how they took over 300. We gave it up.
What's that?
I said that's how they took over 300. Master negotiators. We got to learn.
Well, and that's really what it is. That's a large part of my skill set. Is I know how to see two parties that can mutually benefit working together, figure out what this one wants, what that one wants, and how to balance the equation so that it's a win-win situation. I have a lot of experience doing that.
There might be a job in the White House for you.
Well, I don't know. That's a whole different.
Wouldn't you say that the White House needs a little more peace, love, and music?
I do think that our government could use a little more peace, love, and music, but I literally am so done. So as a realtor, I also have some governance experience with my time serving on the realtor board's various committees, including the Government Affairs Committee, which I've chaired for the last 3 years. And I'm so done with it. The problem is that you got a lot of people that aren't interested. Their positions, they're not looking to actually come to a mutually agreeable point of compromise. They really just want to make it harder for the other person. There's too much hard lines, not trying to actually come to a resolution. And I'm kind of tired of dealing with it.
It's like transacting in spite.
Yes, and just a lot of dishonesty along the way. So I don't like dealing with dishonest or disingenuous actors, and you get a lot of that. And so, like back in the day,
you found yourself in crypto.
In my brief college career, I was actually a political science and economics major, and I didn't make it through college. I started having kids young. Actually, my ex was pregnant before I started my freshman year in college. So
you became conservative very, very quickly.
That's funny you say that, because I did become. I had a lot to learn, and
I just thought about it. Is every man liberal until he has kids and then he becomes conservative? Is that how that works?
Well, so I would say there's an old adage, like, if you're young and you're not liberal, you have no heart. And if you're old and you're not conservative, you have no brain.
But the gap between that is usually kids, right? We never think about that part.
I wouldn't consider myself to be conservative, though. I think that those are general terms. And actually, I've been chatting with you.
Sorry, 300, I completely took over.
We have to go. No, it's time for Find to Earn. I'm way past Find to Earn, guys. So Michael, always
I'm
great.
learning, bro.
More often.
Episode brought to you by a touch of the tism. Take your Tylenol today. And get cracked on stacks.
Tylenol and Zen. Did you see that post by Alex Miller? Hilarious.
Cracked on
Jack was like,
stacks.
Zen, give me some. I mean, Jack's just off nicotine laced.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to play a quick word from our sponsor.
Tylenol and terminals.
Find to earn.
On
We'll be
DeOrganized.
back with Find to Earn. Michael, are you going to stay and play with us? Do some
Yes.
spins here?
Yeah. Can you imagine find to earn without your glasses? That's so funny. You have to find the button. All right.
Well, that's why I can't live stream with my phone, because I can't see the phone with my glasses on, but I can't see the buttons to control.
You got to do one of these.
I'm like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't
iPhone
remote
calls.
stream.
All right.
All right.
Well,
We'll be
they
back
got
with
my
Find to Earn
glasses.
rounds in a minute, guys. Stay tuned. Share out the space, and I apologize for running on. Guys, it is time. The Game Master is here in his true form. How are you today, sir?
GM mortals, as eternal as ever. Let the hunt begin.
Let's go. We are going to play rounds for Find to Earn. Thank you for tuning in today. For those that don't know, Find to Earn is a game we play with Skullcoin. It launches on the Skullcoin BTC page on X, but you get an advantage watching and playing with us on the live stream because you get the countdowns, and we always give you an initial starting image that you only get here. You're not seeing this image anywhere else. And then, well, let me just actually share the screen here, and I'll show you the image, and then we can go over how
I can share my screen if it makes it easier for you to do both.
Yeah, and you can. So this is the starting image, but so this is how Michael hasn't been on for a little while. So the first round, Michael, we actually display the winning image only on the live stream first, and then
Exclusive.
and then it goes to the post. So we'll give a countdown in a minute. But I also use this. This is what you're going to be looking for. You're going to get a link to a Google Maps location that's a starting location, and then you're going to, somewhere near that starting location, you're going to find this image in Google Maps. Once you find this image, you click this share button over here, copy that link, and you go drop that link below in the comments below the live post, the game round post. The first person to find it gets the prize for that round. Our first round is the Bitcoin Pepe Orange Frog, and he is helping you guys get rid of your shit coins today. So you're gonna go look for this garbage truck, the waste management worker over here, gonna help you guys get rid of your trash. Get some Bitcoin Pepe. The Orange Frog is the only one you need to know about. And Hunter, you have something?
Oh yeah, I was saying it was getting rid of pump fund coins.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, it's only trash if you sell at the wrong time.
Right.
Or if you don't sell at the right time. So we are going to have we have a bunch of rounds to go, and we're a little bit late. So let's get started. Game Master, are you ready for the round?
Let's go.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hyundai, Hajime.
Come
Right.
on, everybody.
And Michael, are you sharing? You want to share?
Sure. So the link is showing up.
The link will be on the Skullcoin BTC
Okay.
page.
Okay. So let me do this. Skullcoin. GameFi with encrypted NFTs. I think
Find to earn.
find to earn. Earn to find. Earn, find, N. I think those are the permutations. So we're looking for the garbage, like they said. One man's trash is another man's treasure, perhaps?
I've heard that. I have heard that.
I heard there's like a way to burn your 0 NFTs and get something back. So I'm looking for where are we in the world? Ookin Blookin? I was close, right? Ookin Blookin?
I don't know
I'm
where
such-
we are.
Think about it. Ookin Blookin. Dusseldorf is right
Oh.
here,
Netherlands.
right? Ookin
We're in Nick's hometown.
I
Nick
know
from
my
Bitcoin
geography,
Run.
man. So we're looking for people who are picking up trash. Now, what I remember,
Wait, we got people got it already?
what people got out. Come on, guys. You're not supposed to do this. I'm a brown guy with glasses. I'm
Oh,
supposed
Michael got it too, I believe.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Hey, guys.
Well played, Michael. That's how it is.
Boom, boom. Congrats.
Come on, everybody. ChatGPT 10 ideas.
Mike, show us how you would drop the link.
Okay. Nordisk. 50 ideas. Okay. Sorry, I've been saying that all day. All week.
Well played, Michael.
That
Thank
accent.
you. We did it. It's a skull coin miracle.
Okay, we play 2 whitelist rounds now. And I will add 300 Michael for sure. We're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Guys, do make sure you share out the live stream. That is rule number 1.
Oh, that's right. No, you can't send it to me. I don't think I shared at the live stream. No. Hold on. Is it? This will be very instructive. Xenitron, don't send me anything. Why? Because I violated tenet number 1, commandment number 1 from on high. You must like and reshare the live stream to win the prize. And we have to follow the rules because it's now SIP world, right? So there can't be any favoritism. Huh?
That's true. It cannot
Right?
be any favoritism.
Right, okay.
This is a very instructive lesson. How to win and lose at the same time. Story of my life.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay, let's play the whitelist game. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Hyundai. Let's go,
Oh.
Hajime. Make sure you like and share.
Make sure you like and share the game rounds as well. The game. So, and Michael, you can actually play if you haven't liked and shared. But if you win the round, you
Then-
will actually lose
mhm.
the prize. You will give it to the next person. And the worst part is that if you shared the right one first, you actually might have had someone else just copy the link and share it
Okay.
again.
Oh, wow.
You can refresh right now. It's
Okay.
too
It's
much
like-
players. It was too much.
Generative adversarial networks, but with people. All right. So we're looking for Benaya
What?
because of the trucks, right?
Oh,
That's why I think of him. Whenever I see trucks, I
Could
think
be.
Benaya.
Yeah,
And
now.
Benaya. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Shout out.
Blog
Come on.
face.
Ouch shout. Sorry. Can't help myself sometimes. Ouch shout. What am I talking about? Outshout is a shout out in India. Anyways, Destiny
Is
USA.
that a thing, or are you just like talking?
These all make sense in India. So hold on. What happened with my pin drop? Okay.
Yeah, you have just to start it again. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking for a little concrete sky building truck sign. Concrete sky building truck sign. Concrete style building truck sign. So we can click on the layers. And what does that look like? Looks like it's railings of some sort. And what happened to my little Duga guy? Oh, there it is. So I believe that... Oh, that's right. I can just drag this little dude around. I feel bad. I feel like I'm holding this guy by the...
You can actually, if you just click on we actually figured this out. If you just click on the yellow guy,
Yeah.
all of the streets will highlight, and then you just click on the street. You don't need to drag the guy.
But I kind of like it.
Wow.
Because look, he's flying. All right, so I believe, so let's go just pure vibes right now. So let's say this is a road and people drive around, and all right, this is strictly on vibes. I believe that there could be a sign right here. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No. Ace of Base was not a lady of fortune on this occasion.
Ace of Base. Was that like your formative years?
Huh?
Was that your
Yeah, well,
formative-
I mean, I became a man to that song. No, I'm just joking.
Okay,
Come on, bloke face.
we give the win to Xcore. She's the winner, and we move on to the next game. The next game will have two pictures, so be ready. You can find the two places.
You know what they say?
Whitelist?
Life is... Go ahead. Please.
Oh, I was asking, is it a white list?
Yeah, it's a white list, two places. Are you ready, Michael? Can you count down,
Yes.
please?
Yes, countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Allons-y.
Serhom. I don't see.
Okay, the game is on. Refresh the page.
Ajime.
We want to see the two winners. Whitelist game.
Oh. Jekalo. Ande.
Ande. Kamaskan.
Hajime.
Who's that guy?
Ajime. Droid. Is it droid?
Yeah,
It looks like,
that's
it
the
looks like
droid.
it looks like an enlightened R2D2.
Yeah, and he's on the moon.
And on the moon currency, apparently. You think they'll have a moon currency? Sorry. So we're looking at little cars, little baby cars. So we're in Europe because no, self-respecting American would drive such short vehicles. So it looks like a parking lot of some sort. Oh, Threehana, while we're doing this, can you explain to the folks at home what we're doing right now in Shona?
Come again, bro.
Can you tell the folks at home what we're doing with Skullcoin right now, but in Shona?
So he wants you to explain Find to Earn games in Shona.
Oh yeah. Now tiri kutsvaga nekuwana using Skull Coin. Oh, did I say in English? Tiri kutsvaga nekuwana, which is fine to earn.
Can you tell people how to play?
Oh yeah, definitely. So unoenda pa page re Skull Coin, which is at Skull Coin BTC. Or follower, or like, or share, and retweet, and then or follow a link rakanzi start pa map. Uka click at that link, and then it take inobva yakuendesa pa Google Maps, and then uchitanga kutsvaga using your phone or a laptop. So ukaiwana unobva waenda pakanzi share, and then obva wanokomenta pa page re Skull Coin, and then if you are the first unobva wawana chi price kana uriwe kutanga.
Thanks, Trihanan. Amazing. The most important word is price. Let's go. Okay, we have two winners. It's R.I. Raya. She's the first winner, and the second is Mr. Phoenix. Remember, we shuffle whitelists every day, every week. We change whitelists to give opportunity to new players to win. But once leaderboard will be on the website, it will happen this weekend or in Monday. You will see the whole leaderboard, and it gives us opportunity to make like whitelist for like different categories.
That's the most brownest thing I've ever done on live stream. How did I end up finding curry instead?
Stop eating. Okay.
How is we only end up eating golden curry. I've never actually had any other kinds of curry.
Well, I can ask them if they have it.
I believe you said that's Allie's nickname. Is
Yeah. But how is it possible that wherever we are in the world, I ended up not winning the game, but finding the curry?
Isn't that winning?
Symbolic.
In my culture, yes.
Symbolic.
I'm hungry, man. I wish I could find some curry right now.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy or something.
So actually, I don't even know. So my experience with curry is, it's like chicken, rice, and some veggies mixed together with the sauce.
Correct.
And it's delicious.
It's like Indian pasta, basically, with rice instead of tomatoes. They actually use tomatoes. Yeah, it's like Italians if they had more than parsley. Sorry.
It's like Zimbabweans with sadza.
It's called oregano, okay, man?
We're a product of our environments, You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? Sorry.
Okay,
So,
let's play the
continue.
Leo game and we continue. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
0.
Jimmy,
Oh, Hyundai.
Hande, let's go, Hajime.
Find small garden. Let's go. Be the first to share and drop the link.
ChatGPT, 20 ideas. 50 ideas. No risk. All right. So, we are looking for this guy. This guy getting turned. This guy's in his Cardi B era, huh?
Yeah.
Great. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Huge shout out to our sponsors so far. We have rounds with Leo, Droid,
Who's picking the pictures?
POS Token, and Bitcoin Pepe. We got Flat Earth coming up. And huge shout out to our sponsors for these Find to Earn rounds. love playing these every day. Guys, again, make sure you share out the live stream. Make sure you're liking and reposting the game rounds. It's very important that you follow those rules because it helps us grow. Not really because you're afraid of losing your prize. That's really not the intent here. The reason why we ask you guys to share out the live stream and like and repost the game rounds is because it helps us reach a broader audience. It helps us grow. It makes it more attractive to our sponsors to keep sponsoring these rounds, and it basically gives us more opportunity to give you guys opportunities to win some prizes and maybe also give you better prizes down the line if we can really grow this thing beyond where we're at right now. So like and repost the game rounds.
So we are looking for an old man in his Cardi B era. His where do you think a boomer in his Cardi B
Just move
era?
forward.
We are looking for an old man in his Cardi B era.
You fell right into him.
You think so? You never know. You know, never.
Michael, we missed you.
Yeah. I miss you guys too. I've been
Busy?
just I think it's because of undiagnosed ADHD or autism. When I start learning this computer science stuff, I get down a really dark path. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, because to be honest with you, if I wasn't putting so much time into DeOrganized right now, I'd be absolutely like constantly just getting into my AIs, learning more stuff. Because as soon as once you go into it, it's like I don't want to even say it's like a rabbit hole because you're constantly finding rabbits, like and then you got to do something with this rabbit. You got to do something with that rabbit. Like it's not just a wild goose chase. You're really developing stuff. So I mean, I totally get it. I totally get it.
I'm at the point where I'm learning data structures, and I got ChatGPT to teach me like algorithms and data structures, and the stuff started making sense. And when the stuff when you learn something and it rearranges the way you organize things in your brain, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, makes sense, man. I totally get it.
So a lot of late nights. It's good.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here when you can. But it does help. It does help make for an interesting show with your commentary.
Yes, we are looking for the boomer Cardi B. I just want to take a moment because beauty like this doesn't happen by accident, does it, Peace? You're in real estate. Tell us about the people who live in this neighborhood.
I'd actually have to know a lot more about who owns the place, whether it's a rental or condo ownership and that kind of thing. But it does look like it's well managed, based on the well kept, manicured exterior. Mm-hmm. It does look like it's an okay.
Sell me the house, Peace. I want to hear what it's like if you just see this and just dream the rest.
The buyer for this would likely be am I buying a condo or
no? Sell me. Sell 300 this property.
Yeah.
Do I have to do it in Shona?
Yeah. Yeah, please. Just imagine it in Shona.
You are killing the game master right there. It's choking.
How I would sell this is I would actually go get the P&L report, see what they're making, compare it to the rents, the fair market rents. Is there upside on the rents? Can you get more from the rents? How long have the tenants been established? What's the cash flow? What am I paying?
I like it. So you're very data driven.
Well, for that type
Like
of
Jerome
you're
Powell.
talking about an investor. you
So
know?
yeah, peace like Jerome Powell. We understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just two peas in a pod, me and Jerome.
Or
Yeah.
Peter Thiel if you cross him. Da-na.
Okay, let's play the next
Sorry.
game. We
All
start.
I
Can you
got
count down, please? Anyone?
In
In
five.
5,
Go ahead, Hannah.
4, 3, 2, 1. Hyundai, let's go. Hajime. Vamos. Come.
Hachiman begin. All right, so let's go. We didn't find out that's Caddy B, and this is Cardi B. Caddy B, Cardi B. We figured it out. All right, so let us refresh. And we have to like and share the game round, or the gods will be upset at us. Flat Earth. Aw, yeah. Love Flat Earth. Let us. We are looking for what looks to be a traditional. Sorry, I don't want to say traditional. We're looking for a couple, and they're on a motorcycle.
Why don't you want to say traditional?
I don't know the right word anymore. Don't want to get anyone in trouble.
I guess we all appreciate that here.
Right? The peace part is very important. They will go after you if you say that this is traditional. Sorry. Anywho, we are looking for the rolling hills, which look to be in this direction. Yeah, and it's a little green-ish, so it could be the confluence of these two places. Yeah, and I don't believe that we are. Well, are we?
Yeah, you found it. Congrats.
Shut up. Is that them?
Turn around.
Share it.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's funny.
Blackface is about to win for the first time in I don't know in how many months.
No, he has already
somebody
like
else
5
won.
wins.
Yeah.
I believe he's
There you
our
go.
winner.
Hey, see, I went from loser to winner. Where, remember the first time I figured it out, I didn't like and share the stream. This time, I learned.
Now you learned.
Fool me once.
You learned it.
Yeah. Coconut
Okay, we
University.
have a lot of players who found it. Congrats everyone. The first one was Fikri. Congrats Blockface, Nixie.btc, Dgen Hash, Rai, Ridwan, DeFi Dictator, Lil Dude Across the Street, The Great One, No Laughing, Chido. All of them found this place. And all of them already on leaderboard, and you will see it soon. Okay, we play last game for today. It's a jackpot game. We make it not so hard. We give you the clue. 30 stacks of price.
Yep.
Oh, GP
Hey,
is coming with an entrance.
there he is.
No.
Entrance.
Hey, GP, you got. That's a.
Pure madness. Nobody
He's coming with an
understands what's
entrance. GP.
GP's got the fly shirt.
This
though.
is the most Filipino I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
GP was
It's
MILF
looking
hunting
nice.
at the school earlier.
Let me tell you something. When GPSC is financially independent, there will be signs. I'll tell you that much.
I am financially independent, damn it. And just need a little bit more, man. Just so you know, there will be signs. You will know.
There will be signs.
You will know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's play the last game for today. Who want to count down? Let's go.
I'll get it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, we lost it.
Hande Hajime.
Hajime.
GP's all dripped up is looking like the letter CMO. Did you get a
shit.
job, bro?
Yeah, dude, I got the gig, guys. We gonna make it, boys.
Oh, he wasn't
Yeah.
mill hunting, he's job hunting.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you see the tweet that I sent in the chat? You can go check it out after the
I
games.
did. Munib on fire right now.
Let's see about
He wants to know who we should hire.
Huh.
Should we all jump into that tweet and say GP?
Oh no.
Yeah.
GP as
GP. Let's
GP
see.
as president. Let's go. GP for president. Let's have some fun, boys.
Let's go.
Okay, the game started. We still have no winner for sure. This game is a little bit harder, and it shows everyone it's fair competition. And you have to find this water, grass, and so it is. We'll give you the clue if you will not find it. Let's see how it goes.
Definitely a great turnout today for Find to Earn. We got lots of engagements on these. And I am going
That's
to...
fine. Sorry. This is supposed to be a hard to find one. That's what she said, right, Xenitron?
That's what she said.
Right.
Okay. So it might not be as close to the pin drop.
To be honest, to better find the water, you can just change the terrain.
Il y en a plusieurs terrain. Wildfires, satellites. Shut up. There's a globe view. What is that?
Globe view, you can just out zoom to the universe.
Shut up. Damn, son. Yo, when do we do Skullcoin the Mars edition?
There is a
We were-
mountain, Olymp mountain.
Yeah, we were talking about doing it on the moon.
Yeah.
Why,
Why not? Look at
Why
this.
not?
Can you check the droid rover? Maybe we can get some keys.
Here's the thing. This is, and I'm going to be on Flat Earth's side. This is what they want you to believe. Don't be the resistance. Sorry.
You know, I love those guys, by the way.
Oh,
And I
favorite.
think Flat
My
Earth is
favorite.
amazing. I think Flat
My
Earth
favorite.
is amazing. But we've known we wouldn't have been able to circumnavigate the globe in boats if we didn't know that the Earth was round.
Mm.
Navigation required of it. No, it required knowledge of a round globe.
I think if you just kept sailing, eventually you just figure it out. Right? If you
Yeah,
just
but-
follow the shore kind of thing.
Well, yeah,
Follow
but
the
you wouldn't be able to cross. You wouldn't be able to cross the oceans.
Okay, hunters, are you ready for the clue?
Yes.
We'll drop the clue right now.
There's a clue. By the way, where is this in the world? This is...
It's in the U.S., I think, or right on the border, Canadian-U.S. border. I think it's just.
Oh, just above. Interesting.
This is near you.
What the hell? No, these guys are joining you now. Haven't you seen the news? Alberta is a part of the... Anyways. Never mind.
Only if we let them.
Did y'all see that big old? There's a new comet, an interstellar object.
Dude, 3-Eye Atlas? Are you crazy?
Yeah,
With the
3-Eye
iron
Atlas.
copper that's not supposed to be there?
Another one that's coming to get us.
I think we can see it on this map. Hold on, let me see it. If I zoom out.
It's insane.
Okay,
Boop-a-doo-boop.
we tell you right now on the show you have to go to the west from starting location.
Okay. Wouldn't that be crazy? If like on the show we could see the comet in real time.
Insane.
You know what's funny though? Because nobody really knows what's going on, you can kind of say whatever you want about it.
Yeah, it's aliens.
Yeah. You want to make something up about it, Gaiga? What's happening over there?
So the biggest thing that I've discovered about A1 Atlas is that there are a couple aliens on the outside of the they're like surfing, right? They're surfing on the comet, and they actually have like a nice little tiki bar there too. So they're like partying, having a good time, and total vibe sesh. I'm telling you, and I heard that they already have quantum computers on the asteroid. That's what I heard.
So I wonder if you could play Quantum Skull Coin Find to Earn, where all locations have their own relative location particle kind of thing, where every location is entangled with another.
Yeah, so we drop to stacks SIP31 our grant application and our goal to build Stripe, and everyone can see how it looks like. There is some stone mud, but the idea is very simple. So we want to divide the worlds between airdrop hunters and like degen on-chain users on two. So it means like when you search and when you find in some of locations, you have the two options. One option, you are treasure hunter, you are finding locations, and the battle, the fight is starting. But the second option, you can just buy the ticket. So it means like it's like the book Poor and Prince. So the people who cannot afford, they just work and like treasure hunters finding the places. And other people can buy it on chain like using stacks, SBTC, Skull, whatever. And these people can collaborate because like the person who found can like share this location to other person and they will play in the group of people together.
So
it sounds
be
a little complicated, but overall like the concept is very simple. You just work or you just pay.
I got it. So you can
share.
And it's team based, and the rounds will be like more diverse in like rounds could be longer or shorter and that kind of thing.
Let me tell you something. Right, this globe view is gorgeous.
I agree. Yeah, it's amazing.
Damn, I don't remember it being like this.
Me either.
What the world? Was I just playing it in a nerfed mode before?
Exactly, right? Like, do I feel like yeah, dude, I feel like I was playing.
I feel like our boy Orange does this, and I always remember.
Yeah, Orange play like this.
Orange knows how to do it, but he does it so fast. I never noticed what's happening.
Yeah,
in slow motion. This
now
is
you can be the pro.
Completely nuts.
Yeah, and like this technology will be upgraded and it will be more beautiful.
But we can literally go from, what is a flat Earth, right, to the flat terrain, but in a 3D way.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of our idea of our
Gorgeous.
project together, because we are using maps and saving millions on budget. We don't need to build virtual reality. We already have one.
I see where you're going with this. So if you were going to allocate budget, don't allocate it to try to create this, because that's a lot of budget. Let them
Right.
spend the budget on it, and then we can. Well, I mean, that's the original idea of a Mashable, right? Remember, like in the 2000s, Mashable apps thing was around. How people built on top of, you know. Sorry, guys, I'm really
I don't know what Mashable is.
Mashable. I think they called it Mash apps. Back in the early 2000s, because people were creating apps on top of Google Maps. You know, we're used to like using Waze and things like that, but a lot of
Gotcha.
invisible businesses are built on all of the data available here.
Right. Even
And-
like Facebook, a lot of their functionality was people building apps on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of Web 2 stuff.
And again, not to belabor the point, but that's where I see SBTC Pay, what Rocky's doing with Vendo Pay, BoostX. They're providing those APIs so that a vibe coder like myself doesn't have to get stuck in the weeds. I just connect to the Stripe and let the Bitcoin flow.
I like it.
Sorry.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
Look how gorgeous that is. I always wanted to know how we did this. Have you ever seen this before? Have I been away for so long that Google Maps is completely upgraded? This was not like this.
It works differently in different locations.
Actually, that's the cool fact that they have competition with like Apple Maps, and this competition creates this technological, the things.
So now I'm just like interested. Sorry.
By the way, we have the winner. It's Father Abraham. He was the
Hey, let's go.
Hey,
location.
That's awesome.
that's not an easy one. That is not
that was
easy.
hard. I was trying, and I could not. I'm like,
Needle in a grass stack.
Yeah, but
Uh-huh.
after the clue, it's easy because it's simply on the west.
You say it's easy. It was easier. It was easier to narrow down, but I could not find it. I tried hard. I could not find it.
Yeah, but the picture is hard, to be honest. Like it's like a grass just in water. Yeah, that's very cool. I like it too.
What do you think, GPSC?
Huh? Me?
Welcome to technology.
We could take you on a tour. A guided tour, SBTC. I want to welcome you to Main Street, where the people are good and the streets are mean. And we like a food mild because we want to go to bed before. We're simple people. Simple things that enable complex businesses. Corn by Saskatchewan. We wish Justin Trudeau would allow us to sell it. All right, I'll stop there.
All right, guys, another excellent episode of Find to Earn. We have our SIP call coming up in just over 10 minutes. Going to take a brief intermission for the next 10 minutes, and we will be back with Hero and Hattie, and whoever wants to hang out for the SIP call is absolutely welcome to to hang out. We're just going to do a brief intermission to give me a second to go check and see if I have any coffee left.
Hey, honey, you're staying for that, right? For the governance?
Yeah, definitely.
We need the diversity.
By the way, who is in Treasury Committee?
Treasury Committee is
Jack.
Jack.
Luis from Ryder, Dylan from Bitflow, Jonathan Sadlow from Signal 21, and Andrea, I forget his full name, Ballesteros is the last name. There was like a couple names.
Wait
in
a
there.
minute.
And he's from Bitcoin Frontier Fund.
Sorry, just a crazy idea before we take a break. Is it true that if any one of the people on the Treasury Committee have a .btc in their name, that you could send them a transaction?
Well,
Yeah.
you can actually if you have their .btc name, you can send them a transaction. Anyway,
And you can put something in the memo.
and you can put something in the memo.
I think that's the new email, by the way. A
Does my
transaction,
mic suck right now?
SBTC, and a memo saying this is my pitch.
Isn't the memo limited to a number of words?
It would have to be adopted by the wallet providers to actually send you the message, because no one's going into the Explorer to check the messages attached to their
I don't know. If I sent you a certain string of digits, 3.14159.265, for example, right? You might look at the
Send me
SBTC
some pie.
transaction, and I would put just in the memo, hey, here's my pitch. I don't think people.
But you're not going to know that somebody put a memo there in the transaction unless you're going and checking the Explorer.
You're right.
Unless the wallet apps adopt messaging via that method, which maybe they will, maybe they won't. They could. They absolutely could.
I just think about how do I get.
Then you just send a dust transaction to send messages. So there's a small fee. It creates transactional volume. Hello. Why don't we vibe code this? I gotta take a quick break.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
See you, everyone. See you.
Thank you, guys. Another great episode of Find to Earn. Thank you for joining us, Mike. And we'll be back in a little bit for SIP Call Friday. Hero and Hattie will be with us. Talk to you soon.
Awesome.
Let's go. It's time for the SIP show. We're going to bring in the panel. We got Hero Gamer in the house. How are you today, Hero?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening? We also got Blockface with us today. How you doing today, Michael? And GP in the house as well. We're going to go a little bit of a SIP update. We got some Clarity 4 to talk about. Maybe talk a little bit about the SIP 31 Treasury Committee member announcement. And then anything else Hero wants to bring up as well. What's on the agenda for today, Hero?
Yeah, I'll just go through a few happenings in the SIP world, various minor improvements or maybe big improvements for submitting a SIPs. And Clarity 4 is coming up for vote. So a bit of overview on that to give people heads up.
All right. Awesome. What do you want to start with?
Why don't we start with some, let's say, quality of life improvements to the SIP process. So if you ever been a SIP author, you know that there's no one single template for you to start working from. You could go back to the different SIPs in the past and copy the SIP and delete stuff and stuff like that. So that's how you probably generate your new SIP. So that's kind of little bit not as convenient and could be messy because each SIP doesn't always have the exact same template. So what's the solution? So the solution is there are two solutions on the table. One is a manual template, and the other one is more like an automated template. So I can show people like what those two look like. I'll probably do a quick screen share, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Blockface, what's up? So Blockface actually helped me create the second solution.
Okay, let me see if I can blow that up a little bit. There we go. All right, so we got a template for submitting a SIP proposal. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, so if you go to SIP repo, which everybody should learn how to do, but I don't blame you if you don't even have a GitHub. GitHub, it's something that's generally more geared towards technical people, but it's now becoming a tool that you probably want to use because you probably need it for submitting the grant anyways. So I just recommend everybody to get it and create an account and start learning how to navigate GitHub. So if you go to SIP GitHub here, which is the github.com/stacksgov.sips, you can see there's something called issues and pull requests. And if you go to pull requests, there's something called SIP template. And what it is I created, basically a template structure. I mean, it's just a template, but we never had it for some reasons. It doesn't quite make sense. And just to make it easy viewable, you go here and go view file. So this is like just a basic template that if you were starting from scratch, you don't have to go and copy from somewhere else. Just go to this template and just read the instruction and select and delete stuff as you could, as appropriate to your SIP. And that's it. I mean, it's a simple template, and hopefully it can standardize some of the writings, because what we had before was like just different heading missing or different heading in different locations, and text being boldened where other SIPs like unboldened. So if you are interested in this, you can go to the GitHub and read about this doc, and you can chime in however you like. Any questions so far, guys?
No, it seems pretty straightforward, and I think part of it is, again, just standardizing the process to make it easier for someone to know what to do if they have an idea to propose a SIP.
Yeah, and yeah, so this is one part, and let me show you the automated part, which Blockface kindly helped me produce. So he vibe coded this thing. Blockface, where's your? Let me find it. Let me just go
in the chat.
Yeah, I got it. Cool. So can you guys see this?
Not yet.
Oh no.
Hold on, we got it. Oh, that's the
Twilight Zone.
Got it?
There we go. Yep.
So this is like a web interface instead of you needing a GitHub account. So the other one, you do need to create a GitHub account, and you do need to go to the right location to find it. With this,
yeah, that's great. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Exciting.
with this one, it's a web interface. You just go create SIP, and you go like, okay, what SIP number, blah, blah, blah. If you don't know, leave it off. Type in whatever. And on the right-hand side, you get like a live view of the end outcome. And you don't have to like delete and select text. All you do is just select like whatever is relevant, for example. Right?
It just gives you the markdown, just kind of like the PRD.
Yes. So if anybody didn't know, for some reason they call it a markdown. I don't know where that word come from. I had to learn like this is something special. But all it is, it's a sort of like basic text, like raw text basically. And when you use this web tool, and you can type in who the author is, peace, love, your spec, blah, blah, blah. And it will give you a final output on the right.
Spicy sip.
Yeah.
Jeez.
and you can just copy the markdown and then go submit, and it will take you to the GitHub place, and you go new PR, blah, 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 blah. So this is another way that you could actually, I realized just submitting PR, you probably need to fork the SIPs repo, right? Blockface in order to,
very good call. We should add
that. But this is the place you submit the PR is right. But there's a few minor processes instead. Maybe we need a bit of better instruction instead. But essentially, you don't need to have a GitHub account. And also, like, even if you do, you can still leverage this because it gives you like a little nice interface, like a live editor. So you know exactly what you're typing and exactly the exact output. And then you would go to the SIP repo and submit that as a SIP.
I like this a lot, to be honest with you. This is it's solving a problem we've been talking about. I like the template's great. The template concept is great, like that, just to kind of get people through. But this here is actually way more actionable. It makes it removes a lot of the friction here.
Yeah, I mean that's what we are trying to do, right? Because and we were talking about it with Blockface. Okay, who is a customer, kind of, and actually most of the customer per se are probably people who already know. But we do want to the secondary customer are wider audiences, like maybe if Peace does really want to submit a SIP, or maybe like a crypto dude who doesn't really submit SIP, but he is technical but doesn't know how the exact process. This hopefully will show him an easy way to do it, and he already has a GitHub account. He go and fill out the form here. It's essentially a SIP form. You go and fill out, and it gives you a bit of instruction. Okay, fork this SIP repo, create a doc in your repo, and submit it as a PR. So that's the idea, sort of, to make it easier for even somebody who is already in Stacks but never done it before. But it gives you a really more frictionless way of doing it versus, okay, I gotta go and speak to someone and where to get the template, etc. So I think it's a step in the right direction to make it more accessible to more people to participate. We haven't got to the final solutions yet, but this is, I think,
And
one.
so, like, we've always kind of also thought about, like, you know, a SIP. Usually you kind of almost want to create the standard before you propose a SIP, right? Or if it's a standardization SIP. I mean, obviously, like a Clarity 4 SIP or a SIP 31 SIP is coming with a lot of organization leading into it. But like a Stacks Pay SIP, you know, Dan creates the concept, how he would see the standard being used. Maybe should build that out in a use case, then bring it to a SIP, and from there, then you're getting the conversation from the other interested parties, from the people that it's going to affect in the ecosystem. Right now, that's still happening in the Discord. I mean, in the GitHub, and then the Stacks forum. But if it kind of has, if it's more clear in the step-by-step guide in the process, so this makes it easier to propose a SIP. But that doesn't mean that you should just have an idea and then propose SIPs about your idea. You should kind of develop things first, and then you'd be proposing the SIP once you have something developed and can show what it is, and then you need to figure out whether it's something that could be adopted or standardized.
Yeah, totally agree. I think this helps part of the process, but as you know, from end to end, there's a lot of nuances and there's a lot of variations in getting there. Let's say, you know, it's not like a one-day process. You do need to talk to the stakeholders. You do need to talk to the users. You do ideally want to get a little bit more adoption first. You know, the reason why Clarity 4 is able to perhaps already become a SIP is because everybody's using Clarity already, right? It's not like a new language. If you're talking about making a new language on Stacks, that's not, you know, maybe it's like something, you know, creativity, like a new language. Then you need to go and make sure like there's sufficient adoption before you can say, okay, let's put this new language on the Stacks blockchain as a standard. So yeah, there's a much longer process for new ideas, but it's a necessary process to make sure there's sufficient stakeholder support, there is sufficient awareness, etc.
So Michael made a comment in the private chat, and Michael, you want to elaborate about adding a link to the forum? You think a link to the forum should actually be included in that template there in that guideline, or what are you calling this exactly? The SIP Insight.
Yeah,
I don't even know if
because
we have a name yet. This is
we
what
don't
we're
have a
going with
name.
so far.
we are just working.
Sip vision.
It depends what it end up being.
Sipping
But
on some scissor.
Yes.
sippers.
Well,
Um,
it's really a proposal tool. It's a SIP proposal.
Yeah, I
Well-
mean, this is one proposal too, but the whole site, you can explore the SIPs without even needing to go to GitHub now.
Oh, really cool.
Like you can just like, okay, SIP 2028, which is SBTC, that you can just come here and navigate like pretty clean text, rather than feeling intimidated by the SIP, the GitHub place. So it's a pretty neat tool that Blockface helped created. You can, say join the SIPCO. You could. Oh, sorry. Where was I? I lost the tab. Where's the SIPCO? There. You could view the stacks roadmap, because it'll probably give you like a bit of context about where your proposal might fit in, right?
Right. Well, can we all just agree that most proposals are probably getting prepared in an LLM like ChatGPT or
How
Gemini or
dare
whatever?
you insinuate that people are going to use an LLM for something this sacred?
I think people are mostly.
I would be surprised if they. I think that they would be doing themselves and everyone else a disservice if they didn't use these tools. To be honest.
Well, that's different to
But-
what's happened in the past. What's happened in the past, I would say, mostly have been manual rather than LLM.
Sure.
But we did talk about it with Blockface. Like, could we take something and then just run through?
Well, and relevant to the roadmap connectivity, if you can
Right.
have access to the roadmap, then you can go copy the roadmap, drop it into the conversation you're having with the LLM and say, is this in line, with the roadmap? That's a huge,
Yeah.
I mean, that makes it a lot easier to do.
But wait,
Yeah.
there's more. So can you look back? There's one button that we didn't explore. This is something that Rocky suggested when he looked at it. Rocky did the front ends with Red Block Labs for Zero Authority DAO and for BNS.1. This Rocky suggestion I really like. Rank SIP.
What do you want to add?
Rank SIP. Can you click on it?
Oh yeah, that one is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Take a
We
look at
talked
this.
about it before too. So this is for new ideas. For example, Stacks Pay will probably be a really good one to put on here. So what this allows you is the community can go like upvote, downvote an idea. So if Stacks Pay is on here, people can come and react, based on what they think the impact is, or how much they support a SIP. And it gives a better idea to the core developers which SIP to focus on, basically. And they probably have their internal priorities already, but it's no different to if Hero System have their own priorities, but community made a really good suggestions, but community, they don't know how much is needed in the community. But by viewing this, they can get a sense of which ones are actually more important or more supportive from the community.
Now,
maybe Blockface you want to talk about.
Well, this is a crazy tangential idea. So you know how there's search engine optimization and then there's agent engine optimization? All that means is you want to be on the first page of Google and you want to be mentioned when people look up stuff on ChatGPT. Now, the cool thing about that is, and I see Rocky's vision, he's so smart, Reddit is the number one place where these LLMs get fresh data. Have you heard that before? They had to create a relationship with Reddit, I think OpenAI, to use their data. Don't quote me on that. But Reddit is a very high quality source of information because of this upvoting and downvoting. And I'm thinking, if we use systems like this to replicate the success of Reddit, I wonder if Stacks becomes that much more search engine optimizational You know what I mean? So that when the regular user goes to Google to do some due diligence on stacks, they get served information that's tailored
Okay.
to the LLM. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So it's not only for us, but it's for new discoveries.
It's not just people that are searching for data.
And the machines.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if, for example, if I were to type in ChatGPT, what you're saying is sort of more obvious.
You're right.
Is that
That
the
part.
ChatGPT would be taking some of these data into account
That's right.
for the answer that's spit back to me.
That's right. Like I talked to ADZ and about XRP. I know I'm not supposed to say that word. I know this is a holy place, but
You're allowed to say it.
so
How dare you say that word in this holy church?
in this holy place at a time like this. But I said, oh, I noticed that XRP has 52 transaction types. And he said, no, if you look on the DevNet, there's actually 5 others or 6 other transaction types. I'm like, oh, you're really on your shit. You know what's happening in the DevNet? So I'm learning by interacting with these other blockchains, just like how, like different things that I can take in terms of ideas, right? And bring them back to stacks and vice versa, really.
Yeah, I know you're in Apto's world now. Hopefully, you can get some inspiration from there.
Well, you know why I was laughing while you were presenting this? And
No.
this is for all the vibe coders out there. You think I know how a code works behind any of this?
You don't need to.
You know enough. You know enough.
That's why I'm
You know-
just
you know what I
laughing
am?
to myself.
So that does bring up a question, though, and not in this, but in the app side of things, the on-chain interaction side of things. There's a security concern there when people aren't actually directly building the code. And how would you know if the app that you're using has some malicious base behind it that you won't know until it's too late? So how do you ensure the security? That is an issue.
So the way I look at myself, Rocky calls it a forward deployed engineer, Palantir, I think. But I look at my role as working with people like Hero to really nail what the problem worth solving job to be done is, so that we save engineer hours on only those ideas that are validated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's almost like I'm almost like in a business context, we will be like the product manager, and you'll be like the engineers or the vibe code engineer, prototyping out stuff, because I know enough about what the problem is and the commercial like opportunity, let's say, and then
I know if Hero has an idea, I'm not going to be wasting my time doing a prototype. Does that make sense? I know he has his hand on the pulse of the community and knows exactly what it takes to kind of, really get these.
Okay. All right. So you know that if Hero's coming to you with an idea, it's not a waste of time.
Right? Who would, like, unless it's you, Jack, right? Unless it's the people on this call, right? I probably wouldn't do it. But if Hero has an idea, if you have an idea, Jack has an idea, let's do it, because it may only take minutes. But again, I'm just laughing here and just thinking, wow, I don't know how this code works, but I know how to architect the code, if that makes sense. That I've spent a long time learning. I've spent some time with Lead Code and getting mentored by Rocky and Vance and Paul. So I've spent 3 to 4 years. But this is the first time I'm really experiencing someone saying, hey, you know that thing you created? It's actually kind of useful. So it's kind of funny. So for any of the vibe coders out there, it is possible for you to create useful work if you partner with a hero.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks for that. Although I don't know how to code, but you are right. And this goes to show it's not like just Degrons is the same. Like, you don't have to have all the skills, but if you're able to collaborate and find a complementary team member, you can also succeed. I mean, if you can be a coder, great. But if you can't, maybe find a coder that you can trust and work well with.
And again, I don't want to belabor the point from earlier, but everyone that has participated in hackathons with us over the past 3 to 5 years has eventually gotten jobs and is now overemployed of the people I know. And maybe because I'm a recruiter, I end up finding people jobs by accident sometimes. And so I noticed on TikTok that people are crying because they've been sending 500 to 1,000 resumes out and getting no replies. Have you noticed that? Right? People are always complaining that there are no opportunities. I think in a tough economy like this, participating in hackathons and actually building with people who have good ideas is like the best way to build up skills
There's
to
a
be
number
employable.
of reasons. I totally agree with you, Michael. There's a number of factors there. Number one, when you're participating in hackathons, you're in a more entrepreneurial mindset, meaning you're creating the opportunities for hires.
Yes,
You're creating
precisely.
the opportunity
Good point.
to hire people.
Yep.
You're getting in touch with other good talent. So you're going to hire
Environment change
people.
behavior.
Yeah. You're going to bring other people. You're going to put a team together.
Correct.
So yeah, there's all sorts of reasons why participation in these types of things is actually a huge opportunity.
I learned so much creating this. Are you crazy? You know how much I had to learn to create this? It's amazing. I feel like I benefit the most because I get this new capability, Boy Scout badge that I get. Now I know how to do this.
That's
in the
great.
future.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to be the one that only benefits. So if you can benefit in
I
the
benefit
process,
the most. I
I'm
had to
more than
learn
happy.
so much to get this to work.
And I want to be like
mutually beneficial.
Yeah.
And Blockface, I want to be the student now, be able to create this site, So I really, there are some tweaks that we need to do here and there. For example, like, how we submit the PR, a bit of instruction, some heading.
Oh,
So for example,
thinking-
can you give me 1 second? Just let me finish my thought.
Yeah, sorry.
So Blockface, for example, this we have several options for types. It's soft fork or hard fork, whatever. Actually, it should be just one, but let's just say fine is two. But when you click on meta or information, this shouldn't be selectable, for example. Like there's a lot of like minor nuances.
interfield relationships. I think I see what's happening. I understand. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
what that's
it's
called.
a tiny piece
For
of
example, if you call it
business logic,
standard, like standard SIP, yeah, you need to select. But
how
if
might the fields interrelate is something that I
if
didn't
you call it like a
anticipate.
meta,
I like it.
these
fascinating.
layers are not needed to fill out. So it doesn't happen
It's a good
on
lead code
all of
problem.
them,
Mhm.
but there's like a few minor stuff. But what I meant to say is not to go into specific changes. It's just some
No.
general changes that if the foundation is interested, and I actually have shown co-developer this, and they actually said it's useful. So I think it's something
Ooh, cool.
we could continue to work on over the next few months. Depends how much there's a bit of sort of refresh in governance right now. Stacks Foundation is taking some responsibility more directly, or more it's becoming the top of the priority. So I need to work with them to understand where they want to expend the energy on the most, and which one are the secondary priorities, third, etc. So this will fall under the bigger picture, I think, in addition to the SIP template stuff, and also the process in general. We need to have better display of the overall status, maybe through a platform like Zero Authority DAO or whatever else. But anyways, so this is just what I want to show.
No, it's good. I was gonna say I don't want to lose it because I think Peace brought it up. A link, we have copy, we have download, we have the GitHub, but we need the Stacks forum, because if we look at how SIP 31 was communicated, it actually started in the Stacks forum before it ever hit the GitHub. Is my memory correct?
That's true. So
Sorry.
If you really want to do from end to end, we need to think about
Bang.
that.
And I think
Where
Stacks Form allows for a markdown, so I think we should be good on that side.
okay, yeah. So yeah, we could start with. It depends how this
I didn't want to
website.
lose that Stacks Forum connection piece. You mentioned it. Sorry, I didn't want to lose that.
Yeah, so the other thing that occurred to me here is that anyone that's going to be creating a SIP is going to be in the Stacks ecosystem. So maybe adding some kind of Stacks wallet oriented login where you create an account with your Stacks wallet to use this tool would
Okay.
be kind of a way to keep track of who's engaging with it and limit use of it from from people that aren't really here to do anything with Stacks.
Would this be a Dora Hacks hackathon submission at the very least, where we at least get on paper? Because I've joked around with Rocky and the team about this. I can get this to the point where, we have a good idea of, yes, this is what we like. But when we start connecting wallets, doing smart contract stuff, that's a crypto dude, Rocky, Kai type thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to touch no smart contracts yet. I want to observe that.
Crypto dude.
I'm going to stay in my vibe code lane when it comes to programmatic money.
This is why before we plan out a fully comprehensive website, we actually need to think about, okay, is it worth taking the developer resource and developer time and money in order to get the outcome? Would the outcome be
would it be worth it? Yeah.
Would it be worth it? I think we also need to talk about as a group.
But
and it's not just me, it's like with the foundation.
But I would say this, being able to tie an identity to the SIPs, that value chain, I think is good for visibility.
Gives you opportunities to score for reputation.
There's
much added benefit for it's transactional volume actually too. It creates some transactional it actually does add some.
As a social network, if I want to know who are if I'm new to Stacks, right, and I'm doing due diligence, right, because my boss told me, hey, I'm a hedge fund, I want to go do some research on Stacks, I would ask myself, who are the people who created this? And I would, when I did enough research or talk to someone like you guys, I would go to who are have you ever heard of an H index?
A what?
H index?
No.
An H index ranks professors and researchers by how much they got cited.
Okay.
Right? And so in the same way here, I was talking to Hero. If Friedger or Bryce or any of the other previous SIP authors submit a SIP, that's like an alert. That would be alert for DeOrganized. Hey, Friedger has an idea about the dual staking. You know what I mean?
Not that a new person coming and proposing a SIP is not worth the attention.
Of course.
That's a signal. Like, obviously, we want to know whatever Friedger's doing, whatever.
You don't want that notification on your phone.
Those guys are coming in there. Yes, you want it like there's and maybe it's even another thing I was thinking of is maybe you even, instead of linking to the forum, you embed it on here so that the conversations are happening in here. Like you have the SIP Explorer, and then you click on that SIP, and when you're in that SIP, you're also getting the forum and the GitHub right there.
So I won't belabor the point, but I brought it up when we had, I think, Mitchell on, who's now, I think, like the head of everything, right? Where
overworked.
Yeah. So this is the Tile and All crew. And so where a touch of the tism is working for you. So I can see how with SIP 31, I see fiscal policy being enacted. And I think it's so cool because I went to school for business and we learned about Adam Smith and John Adams, and Paul reminded me about John Adams and all that kind of stuff. And I see that if you have data around the people who are most active in the decision making, you can tell a very good story about a blockchain, irrespective of the chain. Just for informational purposes. Tell me who authors the standards on this chain, please. That's who I would like to meet, talk to, watch their videos, see their podcasts, watch them on DeOrganized.
Who engaged in the conversations about it? Who shaped it? Not
Those
just
are the thought leaders, right?
Right.
Ethereum. Vitalik is the first person who wrote an Ethereum improvement proposal, one might say. You know what I mean?
Sure.
In a way.
Right.
Right? Manib is the first person, and Co is the first people to write a SIP improvement proposal. They wrote SIP negative 0.01, let's say, which started the company, perhaps.
I mean, funny enough, like Manib hasn't proposed. I think he's co-authored some SIPs, but I don't think he's been the main author of a SIP.
We call that the invisible hand.
Maybe he has the old ones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But guys, let's move on from this because there's a couple of things I want to mention too.
Okay.
Cool. So another thing, which is about SIP update policy. So SIP 000 need a bit of improvement and update, and I'm in the process of writing up some text to suggest how to improve it. So in case you didn't know, SIP 000 is here, done by Jude and Ken, I think. So some of it is like can be more specified, exactly the length of which, for example, the period that the cap review is needed. And there are some other nuances. So I'm gonna need to update this, but there's two approaches to updating the SIP 000. One approach, you can think about, create a new SIP number, SIP 35, and that will replace SIP 000. So if you ever want to hear about the refreshed new SIP process, you actually go to SIP 35, not SIP 000. You will retire SIP 000 and go to, I will redirect you to SIP 35. You still have the SIP 000 file there, but you will say it's being replaced by SIP 35. This is one way of doing it. And surprisingly, this is how Bitcoin does it. Okay. And there's a second one on the table, which is you just update SIP 000, you put the old file into a folder, and you rename the new file. So you always get directed to SIP 000 as the SIP process. Both approaches have advantage and disadvantage. I think most of the blockchain appears to use the first method. So I put it as a discussion. Anybody can chime in, but I think the core developer or the technical people appears to prefer the first approach, which is to create a new SIP standard, a SIP number that will replace the old one. So in the case of SIP 000, we need to create SIP 34 or 35. So for example, another conversation that came up with you guys and with Dan and with Trip was that if we, like SIP 9, the NFT standard, that potentially is outdated because not many people adhere to that because Gamma, most people use Gammas. So if we need to update SIP 9, we might need to have a new number like SIP 35 or something like that. But anyway, so that's another conversation that's ongoing in the SIP repo. Just FYI.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think about the naming standard too, because when we do it sequentially, again, don't study lead code; it'll break your brain. But right now we're sequencing them like 1 through 40, but sometimes it's hard to get an idea of which SIPs are interrelated. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Some thought.
and or it might even, from a machine learning standpoint, it might even read as a prioritization rather than a
You
chronological
understand? Like,
order.
I'd rather have SIP. What is it? SIP 9? Are we talking about?
Uh-huh.
Imagine you had SIP 9 version 2, or like enhanced. Right?
Yes.
So there was some
Or
relation.
That's the
9A,
idea.
9B.
You understand?
Yeah, 9A, 9B, but I think there's only 20. So I said, originally,
Yeah,
I
we're
thought,
really in governance. We're squabbling over naming standards. Jeez, what
Yeah.
Well,
happened?
it's an organizational function.
Am
though.
I 40? Damn, I
Yeah.
became 40 overnight. I'm a
So for
governance
example, like
Nice.
1 and 2, like I thought originally to version 1, 2, 3, 4, you can infinite, but I think I did ask ChatGPT what are the pros and cons. I actually put it out here, like the second model. What are the cons? Like it breaks the immunity principle of whatever the SIP that's being ratified, introduce ambiguities unless archive versions are carefully tracked, diverge from the Bitcoin practice. So if you were a Bitcoin developer coming to Stacks, you would be not using the same naming policy as they do. Anyway, there are various advantages and disadvantages of both approach. So we're just like confirming in public which one to go with.
Well, I will argue vehemently on every single piece of minutia. No, just kidding. I'm really happy to be of use, if that makes sense. Sometimes when you're vibe coding, you're like, am I just doing this for like nothing? But today proves that you can vibe code useful things if you have the right environment, like DeOrganized. And if you're led by a hero, you can slay dragons.
Yes, well, I mean that's what I would love for you to be the AI vibe coder lead, but also not just vibe coding a bunch of prototype that goes to die. They're all fun and good practices in order to get you the final product, but eventually we need to ship out a prototype that actually
Yeah.
goes to the market, right?
Like, I guess I have this on GitHub, but it was more important for me to really nail, like, who are we? This is the last thing I'll say about this because it's the business side, which is I've started to really throw out everything I've ever learned about how to do stuff and try to just think from first principles. So I started with, what is who are we really trying to serve here? If anything, we're trying to make it easy for the freedgers and the would-be freedgers to participate in the SIP process, which is actually really important if you look at what was passed with SIP 31. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Right? So having a standardized way to create standards, which itself unlock economic opportunities that ripple across all of the nodes in the ecosystem, to have that be a smooth process, that's an interesting kind of on-chain fiscal policy that actually is useful towards the community, not a detriment to the community. I'll stop there.
Yeah. Hattie, what's up? I haven't heard you mention much.
Yeah, the conversation was going really well, and I got dragged away literally as I joined. So, GM, everyone.
Okay. GM.
I have got a few questions,
yeah.
if I may, as always. So, how does it affect the other SIPs? Is it automatically updated when you create a new one? If we go for the Bitcoin version? Or do we have to go back and update every single SIP? If it stipulates SIP 000, we have to go and rechange it, or is that automatic in GitHub?
So, following the way BIP stands for Bitcoin Improvement Proposal, by the way. So, if we were to follow the BIP method, for example, recently they replaced BIP 3, or they are going to replace BIP 2 with BIP 3. And the BIP 3 will become the main BIP process doc, but it actually used to be BIP 2. That's the BIP process. So they will retire bit 2 and just in the future direct people to bit 3. So in our case, we would not get rid of, but we would still have SIP 000 display, but that would be retired, and we would create a new number, say SIP 35. That will be the new SIP process.
Yeah, I got that part. I was wondering where SIP 000 is mentioned in SIPs that come after that. Is that automatically updated, or would that be a manual process of having to go through every other SIP and update it? Or is there
Oh, right. I
tree
see.
method?
I see
Is
what
there
you
a
mean.
tree that I can find it? If I clicked on 000 in
Yeah.
SIP 35, then would it take me to SIP 36 and say SIP 36 is now actually SIP 000?
So
I don't know that.
I see very clearly what you're pointing at. You're talking about how might we create a relationship between the data on GitHub, which clearly is scary for people who aren't coders, right? I take it for granted that like all of us just kind of use it, but even Trip said, "Oh, you can look at the SIP stuff without having to go to GitHub." I didn't know that was a value add, but I guess it is. Peace, do you feel like that? Would you rather see it in a website than you would on GitHub? Do you care? I'm just curious. User feedback.
I don't really.
You don't even look at it?
No, I do.
Okay, sorry.
I just find it to be. I think that being somewhere that is easier to navigate than GitHub makes sense for a lot of the user base. That's what
I didn't realize what an obstacle in UI UX perhaps or whatever. I don't know.
I mean, just look at this. It's like I don't know how. Like it's intimidating, right?
It is intimidating. It looks like a cockpit.
It's like all these symbols and whatever these are issues and pull requests. I had to learn what the differences are.
Right.
All of a sudden,
it's not intuitive for someone.
I just met you GitHub, and now you have an issue with me. You have 100 issues
like,
with me.
Raise an issue. Raise a pull request. What does even pull request?
Right.
Look, there's a history to that.
I don't know what those mean either.
But all it is like I want to change the code, and that's it. It's like I want to submit code. Really, this is just code. It should have probably been called submit code. You know, if you were thinking from first principle.
It's got a lot of jargon in it.
Yeah,
and it's a barrier. It causes a lot of friction for people that otherwise could meaningfully participate and add value, and that's really the issue, right? So I do think that having something that is connected but easier to interface with and more intuitive to the average user, more Web 2 function, like this works the same as my social media that I'm engaging with all the time. Buttons make sense, what it's doing makes sense, and I can just do it.
So there are established social media patterns.
Let me get to the final item. So just to make sure everybody is aware, last week we had a really good chat with Bryce, who proposed Clarity for SIP, right? And you can actually find it on Stacks forum. It's like the full conversation, the discussions. I posted our link so that everybody can view as well. And this is where you can find the actual SIP itself. And I would encourage people to go and read this because next week, I think we should probably start the cap review. So peace, love, you being involved in the cap review. Essentially, we give you guys maybe a week or two or more to look at a doc like this. And you guys would cast the vote internally. So that's going to happen over the next few weeks. And then once that's done, that's approved, and hopefully it'll be approved. And we will go to the public voting, which is, people can log in with their Stacks wallet, with their Stacks balance, and cast their signals. So it's important for everybody to be aware. that Clarity 4 is a consensus breaking SIP that's currently being reviewed, and it will go to the vote publicly. I mean, yeah, I need to discuss with Foundation what that timeline looks like, but probably somewhere end of October that this SIP will go out, and I think there is nothing controversial in there, so it should probably pass. And once it's passed, I think like what Bryce said, we can probably just activate it, this thing somewhere in November or whatever that timeline that Foundation or whoever the project manager decides. But yeah, roughly speaking, this SIP is an important one that's coming up. Just want to put on everybody's radar.
I don't want to lose what Hattie said there. The answer is yes. So the way I did this, I think the code might be on GitHub actually. I used Python to get the data ingest the data from GitHub, and then have that data reflected in essentially HTML. I kept the solution very simple so that if we needed to have this as an ongoing process, right, that monitored maybe, what do you think, once every day is good enough?
Yeah.
Maybe more if things get busy, right?
Yeah.
But imagine there was just a trigger for an event, and that event is, hey, any new SIPs? Right? And another alert is, hey, did Manib say anything in the forum? That's the other thing, But if there are any SIPs, great, let's update the site. Yes, that does exist. The only reason I hesitated is because I thought of the next question. Are there any other pools of data that you would also want to be updated and reflected in the work that we're doing here? Because we talked about the GitHub data, but there's a whole wealth of data in the Stacks forum. For example, every time Mini posted.
I think we need to think about it, and maybe we can discuss it on a space or something.
Good. I just wanted to get Hattie's ask. Yeah.
Hattie, do you have any thoughts?
Is this thoughts for pulling information?
Yeah, so you said GitHub is one of the data sources that you would like to have up to date, correct?
No, mine was, I was trying to understand how would it be updated. Is it a manual process, or is it automated? So if
it can be automated.
0 updates and it becomes SIP 35, 035, and then we have 36, but in 006, 000 is mentioned. Does it update automatically, or is there
I need to understand your question. Sorry, go ahead. Peace, maybe you understand it.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. So, for example, to give you a concrete example, if SIP 21 mentions about SIP 000 in its text, so if you navigate to SIP 21, let's say here, okay, there are many dots, but the one is here. If in SIP 21, somewhere in the text, it mentions, it mentions SIP 7, SIP 5, SIP 1, and if SIP 5 were to be retired and it become like a SIP 45, it's not automatically updated in SIP 21's text. So it's kind of obsolete and it's wrong when you come to SIP 21.
The chain's getting broken.
And for example, if you were writing a blog in the past and you said, yeah, SIP process SIP 000, that would also get outdated. But it's a conversation that I can bring up in the chat in that GitHub issue.
I would have to think about the primitives, because there are certain primitives, like the NFT standard, right?
Yeah. So
that's
NFT standard is like
fungible token standard.
9,
primitive, right?
And we have SIP 10. If you were to make an update to SIP 10, how would you do it? Would you call it like a SIP, I don't know, 69 or what? And then how do
You lose
people?
the meaning.
Yeah,
You
that's
lose
the
the lineage.
that's a challenge, and
Yeah.
we need to find a way to deal with that. So I'm gonna anyway this conversation. I'm gonna post it in the GitHub issue. I think it's a really good spot, Hattie. So thank you for that. I think it's I'll write it here so that we're still
Yeah,
early.
let's do it live. Go for it.
I'll type it out because the time is
Doing
short.
governance
Time
live.
is a little bit short here. So check out SIP, Clarity SIP, guys, and I'll show you how you can read the doc, because I think it took me also a while earlier in my journey how to read the doc. When you come to Clarity SIP in the SIP GitHub, these are just conversations and the history of the changes. But if you actually want to read the doc, you actually have to go to files changed
What the hell?
for some reasons, and go to the right hand side, click the three dots, and go view file.
I wanted to learn how to code, not go on an Oregon trail.
I'm sorry, but this is the only way you'll be able to see the
Jeez.
latest doc for some reason.
Dysentery for you, buddy.
So yeah, it's
Axel is
kind of
broken.
odd, but when you go
I
here,
lost my 2FA. Sorry, go on.
when you enter SIP, Clarity SIP, you have to go to files changed, and then click the three dots on the right, go view file, and that's how you can view it in a friendly way, let's say.
Only a developer could have created this.
Yeah, you see, but you know, it's a good practice to
I get it.
to
It's
do,
funny though.
and that's all. I want to show something. I want to give a shout out, and also I think maybe that's something we can continue to encourage and promote. Am I screen sharing?
Not yet.
Hold on, let me get it. There you go. All right, you're up.
So Stacks AI Guild is just pretend it's not mine. They've been shipping out some posts about SIP improvement proposal to help people learn the basic and get people to read some of the doc. I think the visuals are really good, and also, like for example, the Bitcoin address. I think it's just a nice catchy visual and give you some high level explanation. I think they've been doing really good job on that. So I've seen some posts about SIPs. Actually, Grimmadale helped me to make this. So what is a SIP, for example? Like, let's break it down simply. It's a blueprint, blah, 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 why it matters. So some really like educational threads. I think we talked about it with Hattie a while ago, and I think now it's currently being done. So I think we should continue to work on this in the future, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but I think it's a good sort of model to go after.
A model to go after for, I'm sorry.
What I mean is it's a good practice for us as an ecosystem to ship out some of these kind of more consumer-friendly SIP educational content.
Yes. Snippets, easily digestible snippets of content from relatable, friendly sources.
Yes, and you can link it to the forum, you can link it to the GitHub eventually, you know. So I love to see more of that. Maybe we can have, you know, through the new governance changes in the next few months, we can advocate for more activities like that.
Yeah, I like it.
And not just from the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, and obviously the AI Guild is on to something. You know, there's all that resonates not just within the SIP process, but within the whole growth of the ecosystem. Having these content opportunities is only going to help us.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's all I have for you guys today, guys.
All right.
You didn't show off your website, Hero. You're a developer now. Have you seen his website? Maybe he's shy about his first creation. You know how it is when you first create your first prototype.
I
You
remember
remember
my first
yours?
beer.
Yeah.
That's
Let me find it. Yeah, I
Keep
can
going,
show
yeah.
you what I created.
yeah. Show us. Show us.
Commemorate your
Show us what
journey.
you
Actually, yes,
Arrow's vibe coding.
I am coding.
I love it. Dude.
I'm
I'm here
learning
for
from
all
the
of it.
best.
I really am.
Blockface,
Dragging them
our
down. Sorry. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have a
digital
great time.
mercenary. Okay, so we need a website for Stacks AI Go for submission reasons, really. So this is what I vibe coded. No, ignore the colors, but you know, we want to do a bootcamp. We want to do a sign up. So this gives you like a quick overview of what's been the impacts metrics and a few key things about the guild. These are not like updated yet, but it gives you like an overview of what we
Wait,
can
you
do.
did the other pages? What the hell?
They the
I
I
didn't
don't
know
know
they
if I
worked.
did it, but the machine did it.
What the heck?
And there's even like some kind of
What is going
treasury
on here?
you can display, like
I never
events,
saw this.
the blocks.
The pictures look really good.
Yeah, and you can even connect your wallet
Right.
apparently.
What?
And join guild.
Incredible.
Bootcamp, you can apply for the bootcamp. Blah blah blah.
Great job.
And this like these tiles
Wow.
could become like the AI content track. The other one is AI dev track. The other one is AI terminal one, which is the Jack bin switch one, you know. So
You know,
something-
while you're there, if you don't mind, for the Stacks AI Guild, you want to show Fred's? Fred's been working pretty hard. I
if
just
you
put
give
it
me a
in.
link.
I put the link in the private chat here.
Yeah.
Shout out
So-
to you, Fred.
A few people have been really kicking ass with the AI dev. I mean, you are basically running the AI developer guild, right? So this is what Fred created, Fred Dog. So you can sign up to this introductory course. You can have the stats, various things, and it gives you like an overview of Bitcoin. As well, like a little bit educational stuff. So that's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh, Bootstack. What?
Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you that I hooked
You hooked
Rocky up
Bootstack
with
with it.
Fred with Caspiak, who's the smart contract developer. So they have the smart contract developers. They have the smart contracts worked
Oh
out.
wow!
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that. Yeah.
So
Sorry.
I can Bootstack this right away.
Oh yeah, so this is BoostX. Yeah. hmm
That's cool.
Look at that. Let me tell you something. Watch out for accountants. Fred's an accountant. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Crypto Dude.
He's such a
He's
laid
such a
back
laid back
too.
dude.
I like his style.
Let me tell you something. That
He
guy
really
is so
is.
dangerous.
Fred
That guy
Dog?
is quick, dude.
He is. I fuck with Fred, man.
Yeah,
He came on the
man.
night show.
He's
That's where I
such a
first
cool
started
dude.
kinda getting to know him. Yeah, he's good. He's easy to talk to. As
Yes,
well.
he's been in Stacks for a long time. I've known him
Yes.
for quite a few years already.
That's what he said.
Um,
Yeah,
He's
in
always
for a
been
while.
in the background, been through different stuff, but now he's like a little bit coming back. He's always been like a community member, participated in more the governance side of things with me and other guys.
And he's rocking a Gigapepe V2.
Yeah,
NFT.
he's cool. He's cool. I like him. So,
Oh, wow.
so anyway, I think it's really good example of what AI dev incubator within the Stacks AI Guild can help you with to create these kind of websites so quickly. And these are I created this guys in like less than 30 minutes. Like it's not.
Dude,
it doesn't
you did.
take you like 2 days. So it's pretty impressive what an AI enabled person can do for the ecosystem, I think, or for his life. So
Now, the
shout
last
out.
thing I will say is what Paul always says, which is we are not responsible for what happens from here on in. Now that it's becoming easier to program money on stacks, you're not that far away from, going from 0 to 5 coded product that you can prototype and test with users. And if it works, you have Trip and Crypto Dude and Kai and Rocky and everyone else that is making it easier for you to go end to end with product
Yeah,
on
that's
stacks.
why we need to really link all these different puzzle pieces together.
And now Wormhole is connecting stacks everyone
Jack
else.
said yesterday,
Come on.
Jack also said we need to connect the testing piece, right? Because each builder looks for that.
That's
It's
something
the
that Trip was way ahead of the curve on that. By the
That's
way,
the unlock,
We just
yeah.
don't have the full infrastructure. But on DeOrganized, with the account model he set up, by the way, with logins, with your Bitcoin, with your Stacks wallet,
Yeah.
he was set it up so that you could associate just in that account screen. So simple stuff. You could associate your test wallet with your account on DeOrganized, and then be that creates a vector to be incentivized for participating in testnet. One of the issues here is that Trip's kind of in a tight spot, like not tight monetary wise, just in a tight situation where he can only do something.
Stuff.
He can only do stuff to a certain
Stuff.
hobbyist level, I guess, is really how it has to be. So, and Michael, maybe we'll talk a little bit. I've already kind of talked with Crypto Dude, working on a V2 for our.
He's my smart contract mentor right now, Crypto Dude. He's the one that's helping me.
He's such a good dude.
That guy is worth
He's such a good
his
dude.
and
So willing to help,
done.
bro.
So is Trip.
champions of
So
this
is
ecosystem.
Rocky.
Yep. So yeah,
is Quad.
Davek, Trip,
Davek, yeah.
Kai, Rocky.
I love
Yeah,
our
we got a
devs.
ton of crack.
Our devs are so
Rafa, even Rosar,
Yes,
if you have
Rafa.
something and he's available, he'll help you out with it. There's a lot of guys.
And that's kind of the power of the community. Like, it takes a lot of people giving their input for that little website with just 4 buttons. It was a lot of times just making sure, hey, because my concern is, are we wasting our time, or is this actually useful for folks? So once we created it, Hero started showing it to people, and then it led to what we saw.
You're talking about the SIP tool?
Yeah, the SIP tool.
No, it's definitely worth it. And I think that's it's the bird. It looks really awesome now. It seems very functional now. Some kind of MVP beta, right? You're not done with it, but it's a very functional now. It's definitely a great start, towards. I see a tremendous amount of value coming out of a tool like that.
It's the community that allows this to come together, because sometimes you just need Davek to parachute in and say 5 words. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it does. I've witnessed that.
You've seen that, right?
He doesn't. He's not always present, but when he shows up, he says he sets the record straight, gets it on point, and so yeah.
I remember the funniest thing about Davek was like, guys, Bitcoin is 120,000. What are you still doing here? That's what he said to me the last time I talked.
We clearly don't have enough Bitcoin.
It's a smart dude. And he's still working more than he ever has with AI, by the way. He's still working you know what I mean? He's enjoying himself with AI. So
Blockface, when can I join your next session, your next apprentice session?
Well, what I'd love to do is petition to Peace to maybe be able to host some of these Stacks AI Guild events where we have mana pause together, midlife crises together with other men learning how to code. Can we do it on DeOrganized?
Of course.
Okay.
I mean,
So
we can show the visual medium.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Here.
I'm not a Discord kind of guy, to be honest with you. I'm in my 40s.
I would love to
Okay,
help.
wicked. Beautiful.
So-
Yeah, if we can make it a DeOrganized thing, because this is the place.
So do we want to try to shoot for maybe doing an episode like late Monday afternoon before the before the Stacks, the AI Guild space? So the AI Guild space is at 3 p.m. on Monday. So if we do like a session with live streaming visual first, then have a space after, part of the space can be people asking questions about what they've seen.
Is what Our process is very simple. We have outcome-based experiences, which could last from 5 to 15 minutes for the first interaction, right? We have the first lesson, we've done it. Now it's about how quickly can I get the person that just learned something to teach someone else. I did some research and I found that as soon as you teach someone something else, like
You
that's
learn
when
it better.
yeah.
I mean,
So
that's what
the
I
thing
did
I'm trying to
with
get.
DeFi Dictator, and he also created 2 other websites.
Edie's awesome too.
He
He's
created an
He's a
NFT
great
loan
guy.
website from that. I mean, it's missing the smart contract part, but at least a web interface. You could start from there, and if you really want to take it to market, you change the things that you want to change, partner up with somebody who knows how to do smart contract.
Yes, exactly. So that's a very cool thing about it is you're able to mock up exactly what you want to build by vibe coding, and then you link up with one of these devs, like one of our devs that is willing to kind of guide you how to reference the SIP repository to get the authentication flow and all that stuff set up on your website. You know,
So like last week, I
it's-
realized I wanted to, and I'm trying not to beat a dead horse with this, but last week I decided we want to kind of work on a V2 expansion on DeOrganized's website.
right.
And I talked to Crypto Dude about it earlier, and I was due for a conversation with him. And I spent a little bit of time in the PRD chat PRD that Mike hooked me up with many months ago. And I chatted around in there with it, and then I brought what I got out of there and brought it into regular Chat GPT and chatted about it in there to get a little bit different perspective. Came through with my idea, sent it all to I updated it, refined it all, sent it to Crypto Dude, and in 4 hours he had not 4 hours, in 30 minutes he had a mock-up website with a wallet connection and everything. I have since kind of very much refined what I want to do. So there's more, and I got more refining to do. But I think that it's not going to be all that complicated to get the basic version. There's a lot of things that I want to do that are going to be a long time and some money needed to really be able to do it. But I can get the general functionality working stuff out that'll actually help make it a better. The goal is to make it a good experience for our users, for them coming to our website and actually having good experiences when they get there. And so I think that it's once you actually have your idea and you flesh it out, there's lots of people here that can kind of really help you lock it in a very short period of time. It's crazy.
So, shall we wrap up here, guys?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Do we want to plan a show for Monday? Vibe coding or whatever?
I'll be there. I will be there. Just
Yeah.
tell me what time.
Probably 2 p.m. Eastern. Does that make sense?
I like it.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
Work for you?
Let the games begin.
All right. Hero, you're also welcome. Patty, too. If you guys
Hana
wanna
and
jump
I have been talking about wanting to do a show in that slot, so maybe even Hana coming through. He's
Okay,
part of
wicked.
the
Yeah,
guild.
no, it's
Hana
beautiful.
absolutely should be.
Yes, he should.
He's the content. He as far as prompt engineering for content and that process engineering,
Mhm.
he's got a lot to show too. So maybe he should absolutely be there as well. We'll talk more about it offline. We don't have to set up all the details, but we're looking at 2 p.m. on Monday. That probably should work.
One last question for Blockface. Are you, because we are going to submit some kind of application for the Stacks AI Guild, but for the content side of things. So are you gonna submit something for the dev content of things so that it's almost like the modular applications that you have, but no links back to Stacks AI Guild? Everything is AI under that umbrella. Or what's your plan there?
I'll just show you something super quick. So I don't think I've showed this before, but I've been working on a roadmap again, something Rocky showed me.
Ooh.
And so this kind of walks you through. This is the first lesson.
Oh, I love this.
You like
I
this?
love this, dude. Yes, with the visualizations of the workflow.
There you
Yes.
go. You like this?
Yes. I
So
do.
imagine these you can click on them and you have like lessons and stuff that you can like populate. Rocky's on it. By the way, this whole website, this whole roadmap.sh, you can learn how to code like anything. They have all of these official roadmaps. This is like if you want to get friggin' cracked, you're like, hey, I want to do a front end beginner course. And there's like a roadmap. Look at this. It's madness. Anyways, so I did one for this vibe coding where we start off with rubbing the genie's belly and having an idea and going from ideation to manifestation with Lovable, Bolt, and V0 just to get your feet wet. And then you do what Peace just described and what you went through. I was on the
Oh, you have
organized
Meshy on there too. All right.
I
Oh,
put
yeah,
Meshy
I
because of
see
you.
Yeah, dude.
This is because of you. I put Meshy because I
Yeah.
want to rub the genie's belly again, but also again make it more visual. But then eventually you start, maybe venturing out, maybe a bit of grok, maybe doing some more work with Meshy. And then eventually you're going to want to start going beyond getting Lovable or Bolt or V0. And you're going to want to up your game with some prompt engineering because your ability to teach yourself is your ability to grow these days, if that makes sense. Of course, you have mentors, but you don't want a babysitter. Your mentor's not a babysitter. Does that make sense? Right? What Paul did for me is he taught me how to fish for myself by teaching me how to use the LLM to teach myself. And so you can go to the knowledge casino with ChatGPT and all these kind of things. Did you know there's AI in your WhatsApp if you just go like at Meta? Anyways, not to belabor the point, but I'll just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, make things look good. A lot of this is the same roadmap I put Potato Stew on, if that makes sense, right? So remember Potato Stew?
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. So
where is that guy?
I wonder. He's in Italy.
I know that, but
yeah.
it seems to
Gotta talk to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll stop there. But this is perhaps where we're gonna start on Monday, which is just to have the people who know how to do this teach other people how to do this, and we can see just how many people we can have rub the genie's belly so that the experiences of education are very outcome based.
Okay.
Mhm.
I like that. Yeah.
Cool. No, and I love it. I mean, happy to. I want to actually watch shows like this. Yeah, I want to get this information. So happy to host them here. I'll commit to doing that weekly forever as long as you want to do it, Mike. So happy to do it.
It's the evolution of the AI show, right? We're in kind of like year 2 of DeOrganized, right? It makes sense,
right, dude?
Not even kind of. We are
we
past a year.
What is a year?
What?
How come we didn't do an anniversary? Where's the
We started doing the morning show in August last year.
That's crazy. I did not know. Congrats, Steve.
Monday through Friday, every day for over a year. I took a week, not even a whole week off around December, and then I didn't get full slate of morning shows during Vegas. But that's it. Otherwise, every Monday through Friday, we've had a show.
Who knew?
For over a year.
So,
that's a great. Yeah, we could probably just chat forever here. We get along. We have a lot to talk about, a lot of interesting things. But we are about 20 minutes past the time slot for the show. We do have a space coming up at 2 p.m. Again, guys, DGrants Cohort 3 is live. You can get over to dgrants.xyz to learn more. There's $100,000 up for grabs for people looking to build on Bitcoin on Stacks. 4 tracks. Today we will be featuring the DeFi and tooling track with Benai and Big Mac, the stewards. Come out, chat about what you might have ideas for, see what other people are building, get to know what's going on in the ecosystem. That's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will be hosting from the DeOrganized account. So follow us, turn on notifications, and you'll know when these spaces happen. Thank you, Hero, Hattie, GP, and Michael. Much love, much appreciated. Great morning show, great find to earn episodes, and another great sip call for guys. It's Friday. Get out, support the ecosystem for the rest of the day, and make sure you touch some grass. We all work really hard, and we need to take that time off a little bit too. Thank you all for tuning in today. I am Peace Love Music. We are DeOrganized Media, coming at you live on Bitcoin Live Decentralized Broadcasting every Monday through Friday, bringing you whatever we think might bring value to your day. Thank you all for tuning in today.
Have a blessed day.
Peace out.
Peace.